Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Sunday Sit Down. It is your host, Ryan, Movies with Ryan. So we got a little different Sunday Sit Down this time. Usually I'm either flying solo or we've got a group of people up here doing roundtable style. I want to change things up a little bit. I wanted to bring on another YouTuber. I've enjoyed his content for quite a while, YouTube, Instagram. And if somebody were to ask me today, if you could partner up with somebody on YouTube that is similar to you, I would probably pick this man. Very similar style of filming, very similar tastes in movies, which you'll see tonight. But we do have Mr. Jamie from Muckman Movies. Links and everything down below. Check him out. How are you doing today, Jamie?
I'm good, thanks. Thanks for having me, Ryan.
It's a pleasure. You're welcome. Hopefully we get some people in here. We got 3 or 4 people in here right now checking us out. And there's the first one. We'll get in here. Holland Oaks, always the first man in here. Hopefully you're doing okay tonight, Holland. But today, well, it's nighttime your time, daytime mine. We're about 6 hours difference, I think, is what we figured out.
Yeah, 7 o'clock here.
Yeah, we're going to talk some American movies. We're going to talk some British movies. We're going to get to know you a little bit more, and then we're going to talk some Asian movies because that is a genre that me and you both enjoy greatly. And like I was saying, if there was somebody that was my equal on YouTube, I would probably say you're about the closest. How do you feel about that?
I totally agree. Every time I see you opening a box, it's always got some Asian films in there, similar to the films that I've got. So that's why I follow you, because you've got very similar taste in films. So yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Speaking of, I'm slow on this StreamYard stuff. There we go. We're going to start this off. We're going to get to know you a little bit better. So who is Muckman Movies? Where did the name come from? Who are you? How about that?
Right. So I'm Jamie from the north of England, a county called Yorkshire in England. And Muckman Movies comes from my original tag was Mucky Muckman, and I stole that from the song Wonder Boy by Tenacious D. I love that song. So then I wanted to sort of tailor my Instagram channel, Instagram page towards movies. So I dropped the Mucky and added the movies. So Muckman Movies. A lot of people might think it's risque films, but it's not. It's nothing to do with the Blue movies.
Well, I was sitting there thinking, because there's a character either in comics or in the movies called the Muckman, isn't there?
Ooh, you know more than me.
Well, I may be 100% wrong because I've been wrong plenty of times, but I thought there was, but I could absolutely be wrong. But
no, it's in the lyrics of Wonder Boy.
Yeah,
I love
down
Jack
in the mucky muck.
Yeah. So that's where I got it from.
Okay, I didn't even put that together. I like Tenacious D. I'm not so big on Jack Black. Like, I like some of his movies, but he's always just Jack Black in a lot of them nowadays. So it's kind of hard. Yeah. But the Tenacious D stuff, when that first came out, that and the Pick of Destiny and funny stuff.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they've had some issues. I don't know if we'll ever get anything else from them, but we'll find out. So,
I mean, the first time I noticed Jack Black was in High Fidelity. He was absolutely fantastic in that film.
Yes.
So that's when I first saw him.
Yeah, High Fidelity was probably my first thing I ever seen him in, and then the most Jack Blackish character I think that I actually like him in is the Jackal, because he's just kind of like the squirrely all over the place thing, and then he gets his just due for being off by a millimeter or whatever. Which Jackal's a very good movie. Have you seen that?
I've not, no.
Okay, it's got him and Bruce Willis. So Bruce Willis is this mastermind killer guy.
Isn't that a remake? That's a remake.
I believe so. And then Jack Black makes this thing for him. It's got a cannon on it, basically, and it's a pretty good movie. I want to say it's from the early 90s, if I remember correctly.
It was a remake of The Day of the Jackal, starring Edward Fox. Yeah.
Now, as far as YouTube and Instagram, how long have you been on there? Because I think I'm rounding 4 years now. I think
on YouTube, maybe 3 years on Instagram, a long time, probably about 10.
Wow. See, I got in way later than that.
Yeah.
Mine, I think originally I had been watching during COVID, Down to Movie and Cinema Sickness, and they were like, "Hey, we're going to be on this battle thing." I'm like, "What's this battle thing?" And I got on there and looked, and it was 4K D-Ray, and he used to do the collector battles, where basically he'd bring two people up, and he'd have like 10 questions, and like, show a title in your collection that has the most gold on it or whatever. So they would have like 2 minutes to go find something in the collection, bring it up, they'd show them off, and then the crowd would actually vote on it. And at the end of the night, whoever had the most wins actually won. So it started interesting me. I was like, man, this is pretty cool. And at the time I had a pretty decent collection. I was like, I want to do this. So I emailed him through YouTube because I didn't have Instagram or anything. I was like, what do I need to do? He's like, you probably want to get an Instagram, kind of start there, come up with a name, kind of get your foot in the door, start showing up to lives, comment to people, stuff like that, and kind of get your name known. And that's how I started. I'm pretty sure that was 2021, late 2020 into 21. But then I started the YouTube thing, kind of show my stuff off, and then I just waned ever since then.
The reason why I came onto YouTube was I was noticing a lack of interaction over on Instagram. The more stuff I was putting out, the less comments or likes I was getting. I wasn't too fussed about the likes. It was more about people. I wanted a bit of interaction to talk about the films that I'm putting on there.
Right.
And it was just gradually getting less and less. So I thought I'll give YouTube a go. And seems to have done quite well. I've got about 600 followers at the moment, subscribers. So I'm not doing too bad.
Speaking of, all of his links again are down below, Instagram and YouTube. And I also have his video for his top 25 Asian films, which I just put mine out this past week. We'll maybe talk about that here in a little bit. As far as collecting, I'm assuming that started as a kid, or was that something you started later in life?
Probably as a teenager. My first VHS tape was Aliens. Absolutely loved that film. I fell in love with it straight away. I watched it. We rented it one weekend, and I watched it 3 times in a weekend. That's how much I absolutely adored that film. And that's because my mum introduced me to the film Alien when I was about 8.
Ooh, that's a little early.
She'd send me and my sister to bed. My sister's 2 years younger than me. And then she'd whisper in my ear, Alien is on at 11 o'clock. I will come and wake you up and we'll watch it together. And I'm about 8 years old. And I was absolutely terrified watching it, but it was a thrill ride. You got the adrenaline rush, and I'd never seen anything like it as an 8-year-old. And I just fell in love with the xenomorph. So, yeah. So, I started collecting about 85, 86-ish when Aliens came out. But my dad used to be a member of his work's video rental as well. So I remember him bringing Escape from New York home.
Oh,
and, I started really enjoying John Carpenter films at about that age as well. So
now, has the movie rental business in the UK pretty much gone away, or is there still some stores that are thriving?
It's non-existent, really. Yeah, there's nothing there now. I think there's a little independent in Liverpool. I follow them on Instagram. He's got this really small shop, but it's absolutely stacked from floor to ceiling with films, and he's always buying the latest releases. So I think there's a few independents out there, but there's nothing like a Blockbuster or anything.
Yeah, somebody jumping in. Johnny, what's happening, Mr. Sexy Johnny?
Hi, Johnny.
I've actually got to meet Johnny. He was down in Knoxville. We did a meetup last year. That was fun time. We got to go over to Asheville, over to Orbit DVD, which I don't know if you've heard of Orbit DVD, but they're
yes.
Great little store. That was a fun time. Got to meet a bunch of people in that. But yeah, I think we got. I don't even know if our one Blockbuster, that huge store, is even still, because I know it was talking about shutting down, but then there's been like pop-ups. But I don't. I think the library here is about the only thing that you can even rent videos from anymore. So, and that was a great period, because I remember when my dad first bought a VCR for our house, we had like 2 video stores not far from our house. We went and rented a bunch of stuff. And I think one of the first things we rented was Prince's Purple Rain, the movie. And that was a trip. Which our family, we live in Indiana, which is where Michael Jackson is from. And Richard Pryor was born in the next state over. So like Richard Pryor was a comedian I watched a lot growing up. My dad loved him, and Red Skelton, which Red Skelton was born here in this state. And then we listened to a lot of Michael Jackson, the Jackson 5 stuff. So Purple Rain blew me away. I was like, who is this dude? And then I looked into him. Prince has been a long time, like, because of that movie, Prince has been a long time musician that I've just loved. Got somebody else joining us, Mr. Steve, Mr. Moody. How are you doing?
Right.
Let's see.
I've not seen Purple Rain.
No.
I've never been much of a Prince fan, to be honest. But like, yeah.
It's dated.
Would you recommend it for the uninitiated?
If you want to watch a sappy, like, straight from the books love story with a lot of good music in it, yes.
No,
it's dated. I mean, it's from 85, I think. 80,
I didn't know it was a love story.
Well, he's trying to. There's a girl involved and all that, but I mean, it really got me into him on his music side, because he's a fantastic musician. I guess I could probably turn my phone down so it's not beeping every 5 seconds. But he's an amazing musician. But moving on. I said a little bit in the intro, our tastes are very similar. A lot of the same movies we like. We definitely like Asian films. You do like Westerns and older films a little bit more than I do. But I think me and you both don't really care for like horror movies, like slashers and stuff like that, because I really don't see you collect a whole lot of it. Or did I just completely miss that part of your collection?
I have got quite a lot of horror, but it's quite a recent thing, really. I've got a friend who's a horror writer. If you want to check his novels out, it's called Gary McMahon, and he writes horror novels, but he's concentrating on the novellas, which are shorter stories at the moment, and he's in the process of getting one of his books made into a film. So it's quite well known on the horror circuit for horror novels. And since meeting him at work, I've got more into horror, because his knowledge of horror is incredible. So I have got quite a bit of horror, but I'm not really into gore, like Hostel and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm not really into that sort of horror. I prefer like the supernatural sort of ghost story horror. That's my favorite genre of the horror films, Yeah, but I have got quite. I mean, all the top 3 rows up there, they're all horror, and the doubling up as well. So I just keep finding different. I'm quite a big fan of Italian gialli, so like I quite like the giallo and Dario Argento films. So, yeah.
Well, and that makes more sense, because that's more in your area as far as direct relation. That's probably stuff that you easier access. I mean, that stuff, I think giallo just really started coming over here within the last 5 years or so, especially with the boutique resurgence of it. But
yeah,
horror, as a young kid, me and my friends watched Friday the 13th. It's the one where I forget, Corey unburies him in the beginning of it. I think it's like Jason Lives or something like that. But we watched it on mute, because it was late at night. We weren't supposed to be watching TV, and we watched it on mute, and we laughed more than anything. Like, it was just comical watching it. So it just never did anything for me. But as I've gotten older too, like psychological horror, I really, really like, because I mean, it really makes you think. It really gets down to that finer point in your brain where you're like, oh, I mean, this is something that could really, really happen.
Yeah.
Silence and Lambs, like, even though people say it's a crime thriller, it's horror, psychological horror, I think. And that's one of my favorites. But then getting into the Asian side of things, there's a lot of psychological horror, even though there's a bunch of gore, which doesn't bother me. The psychological side, a lot of, especially Korean films, is just fantastic.
Yeah, I agree. Like, you've got Ringu, you've got Ju-on, you've got, I mean, one of my favorites, which isn't, I don't think it's Korean, I think it's Thai, is The Eye. I absolutely love that film. And that's a psychological horror. Oh, God. It sends shivers up my spine every time I watch a certain scene.
I put that on my to-buy list. I've got it to watch out for. So
yeah, I won't spoil it for you then. It's amazing. It's only
double feature podcast in here. Sorry. Hey, Mika. Links down below. Please subscribe to Muckman.
You might need subtitles for my accent.
Actually, you're doing. I can understand you. You're not throwing anything crazy out there yet.
Okay.
I touched on it a little bit. The UK movie scene. What is it? Is there? I don't. The guy's name was Matt. He used to be into movies, and he used to do a bunch of out and about videos, thrifting, and now he's moved on to MMA. I don't think he does anything with movies anymore. But it seemed like there's a pretty decent thrifting community or thrifting area over there where you can really get in and find used movies. And that, is that still pretty prevalent over there, or is that dying off as well?
It's pretty good, actually. You've got CEX, which is a chain of secondhand stores, so you can find a lot of secondhand films and rare items in their stores, but they're generally quite expensive. I've always found at the top end of the price range. And then you've got Trade Me In, which is one of the local ones near me. That's pretty good. That's generally £1 or £2 cheaper than CEX. And then you've got all the charity shops. You've got all those. But I think there's quite a few independent, like second-hand market as well. But it's not too bad. I think you've got better stores for the second-hand market over in America. From what I've seen.
We do, but they're regionalized. Like in my area, I've got my Mega Replay, and it's a pretty much a 3-state business. Like 2 guys own it, and they opened up a bunch of them. That's go trade your crap in, you go get money, or you get more stuff. And that's one of my favorite places. But like there's a Second Charles, but I got to drive almost an hour to get to it. Half Price Books is not in my area. We got to drive 2 hours for that. Vintage Stock is very big over a couple states over, but then like down in the Southeast, they've got their own stuff. It's very regionalized. So it's kind of hard. You got the charity shops. We've got vendor malls where people set, they big buildings and the rent space in there, and they just sell all their secondhand stuff. That time you can find some good stuff in there. We got the Goodwills, which is also like the charity shops, and they're hit or miss because nowadays they kind of scan everything. And if it's more than X amount of dollars, or if it's rare or out of print, they throw it up on their website for auctioning. So it's like, since COVID, it's gotten worse thrifting. And I think I've even in my older videos, I used to go thrift all the time and film it, but it's dropped off tremendously, and especially with not wanting to find stuff that I was trying to find would not be in a thrift store, boutique titles. That even though some crazy guy in my town has been unloading all of his Vinegar Syndrome and just all sorts of boutique titles at my Mega Replay, but that's stuff I just don't get into. But that's what I was going to ask. Since COVID, I know boot sales or trunk sales for cars, is that still a big thing there, or is that kind of went away as well?
I think there are car boot sales generally on a Sunday morning, but I don't go to them. I like a lie-in. I like to stay in bed on a Sunday morning. Yeah,
we used to have like
with it.
2 or 3 places around here that would do that once a month. People would just come in, bring all your stuff in. You can go out there, get there at 5 o'clock in the morning. but since COVID, that's almost completely died off here as well. There's a few places. It's regional, but I kind of hate not being able to get out and actually look and get my hands on stuff and see what's out there. But going back to CSX, that Matt guy I was talking about, he did an out and about video one time, and he was in CSX, and I was so jealous because he panned across this one shelf, and there was like rare Zavvi exclusive steelbooks sitting there. I'm like,
yeah.
And the prices on them were cheap compared to what I could buy them on YouTube. I messaged him. I'm like, if you go back and, this is here and this is here, please buy it. I will send you double the money to ship it to me, whatever. And he went back. He was like, no, they're gone. Like, it's amazing. The stuff that you guys can get there is kind of like a quote unquote luxury here because it's an import. I'm like, man, you guys got like great choices of stuff.
The only issue with CAX I have is the lack of quality control. So they have a website as well. So you can order all these things on the website. But the issue is, I'll say a steelbook, for example, they'll buy a steelbook, whether it's dented or not. So if you order it online, it never tells you if it's got a dent or a scratch or anything. So it's a bit pot luck. Yeah, I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with CAX. I think they overprice a lot of their items, but yeah. In fact, some of their second-hand items are about the same price as a brand new copy over at HMV. HMV, you get lots of good deals, so that's the main chain for entertainment. HMV, and then you've got FOP, which is part of the HMV brand, if you like. But yeah,
HMV was the other one I was trying to think of. I knew there was another one over there.
Yeah. Well, they got bought out by a Canadian company 2 or 3 years ago, and they're doing quite a good job keeping it open. Yeah.
And we got Mr. Wilkie himself in here jumping in. Right. Hey, Corey, how's
Corey.
it going? Mika mirrors that would irritate me if they don't disclose damage. And what one person considers one type of damage, somebody else may not consider a type of damage. And we've got that, like at my Mega Replay, every once in a while, I'll see steelbooks on the shelf and they're caved in the middle. They're a V shape on there. I'm like, why did you even buy this? Exactly. Like nobody's going to buy this.
I'd never, if I was working at CAX, I'd just say, no, I'm not taking it. It's damaged.
K's, I think they're originally a Carolina group. They've got one in Nashville. There's one in Knoxville where we're at. And then there's a couple in North Carolina. They're a huge, huge store. I've got a video of it. I mean, it's massive, but they are very good about if it's damaged, any kind of thing like that, they will not take it. But then other places are like, oh yeah, we'll give you 25 cents for this, and we'll slap a $5 sticker on it, and it'll sit on the shelf for 10 years. It's like
this is an example of CEX when ordering online, right? So I ordered what looks like they put an image of High Noon, the Western High Noon, and it was the special Eureka edition. That's the image they used, and when I got it, it was just a bog standard blue case High Noon copy, and I'm like, you're false advertising. You're saying you're selling me something that I'm not going to get. So yeah. I've got a love-hate relationship with CAX. It's good in some aspects, but it's not great.
So we got Movie Hunter Alex in here saying hi. He's at work. He's going to follow along. So I don't know if you know Movie Hunter. He has every single American steelbook ever released.
Wow.
From the very first one until up to now.
Does he know how many that is?
I asked him one time. It's probably been a year ago, and I think it was roughly somewhere around 1,500.
Wow. And
the way, since Walmart took over, I know he's having to really, really, pre-order stuff. Pre-ordering has become like the thing. If you don't pre-order, you don't get nothing. But I'm sure he's probably somewhere up to around 1,800, if not more now. And it's crazy to be that dedicated. He's like, it's something to do. But he's got every single American Steelbook ever released.
Even
And
if it's that Snow White movie that's just recently come out. That's shocking.
Yep. Yes. And then like Walmart started doing alternative steel, like they'll release I can't think of the top of my head now. Like they'll release a movie, and then like 3 months later, the same company will come out and release an alternative cover to it. So he's got to like buy it up. Here we go.
Oh no.
Buy it again. 2,000 plus now. Walmart has given up on steels. Oh, Walmart has given up on it? Oh, I'd hate to know how you're having to pre-order all this stuff then. Jeez.
You'll have to move into the imports next from the UK.
Well, he's got some imports.
Germany.
I've sold him some imports and stuff like that. And he's bought some imports off eBay of like movies he likes. And I joked with him. I said, yeah, you get in that import stuff, you're going to have a bad time. And he goes, no, like, there's no way. I mean, the import stuff is expensive. I mean, I got a lot of import stuff, but even the movies and the packaging mean a lot to me. But even looking back on, I'm like, yeah, the import stuff is expensive.
Yeah.
But like I was saying again,
the shipping, isn't it?
Yeah, shipping's a lot of it. And then just, especially going back to like those Zavvi exclusives, like when Zavvi first got into selling steelbooks, Lost in Translation, King Arthur, I think was one of them, the original Master and Commander. Just a lot of those older steelbooks were like 1 in 1,200, 1 in 1,500, and they're very limited. Wow. And they're very expensive on the secondhand market.
Yeah.
But Orbit DVD is great as well. They have their stuff in the damage section. I'm sitting there trying to figure out where the damage was. Yeah, I bought several of their damaged items too, and it could be as easily as the cellophane is ripped on it. They consider that damaged because they can't put it up on the shelf as brand new because somebody was like, well, it's damaged. It's like, so it's been, Orbit's great. I really like Orbit DVD. They've pretty much went to be my standalone ordering place. I've even debated continuing steelbooks because of the delivery systems such as Amazon aren't caring about where they handle packages. They're just too delicate. That's another thing too. Packaging sucks. If you miss out on the pre-order, you're probably going to pay scalper prices. If you don't know where to look at, like, what was the movie I bought? I just bought a steelbook recently. It was sold out in the US, but Zavvi had it. And I ordered it through Zavvi. If you don't know about Zavvi, it's like, well, you're going to end up going on eBay and spending 3 times as much to get this title that you want. And there's been a little bit, I think, of too much stuff coming out.
Yeah.
Let's see what he say. Walmart released 100 last year. This year, only 20-ish so far. Wow. Well, that explains why I never find regular studio title steelbooks in shop. Like, I went to Walmart last week when Thunderbolts came out, the new Avengers, whatever you want to call it, and I wanted to buy it. They didn't have it. They didn't even have a spot for it. So that makes sense.
That's good for Movie Hunter's bank balance, though.
I can tell you, if he passes away, not that he will, I hope you have a long life, Alex, but your wife is going to be set selling your collection. I can guarantee you that.
You know what? That's one thing I've told my partner. I told her, I said, listen, if I die before you, do not just sell all these to one guy who's going to just give you, £500. Make sure you sell them on eBay because this is our retirement fund. Yeah.
Short of just suddenly dying, like I have a couple friends that are very aware of what I have and can help if something happens. But if I'm in the process of dying and I'm still coherent, I'm like, you ain't selling that thing for less than $100.
I've told her to get on learn how to use eBay.
Yes. All right. We're going to get into this, but before we do, I got on Instagram right before this, and Terrence Stamp passed away. And if nobody knows who Terrence Stamp is, he's been in a bunch of movies. Let me go here. He's been around since 1960.
Yeah, 60.
Holy crap. Of course, some of these older movies I ain't going to remember. The Thief of Baghdad. He was in Superman and Superman 2. Company of Wolves. I've heard of that movie.
The Collector is one of his earlier films, and that gets quite good critical acclaim. So I've got that in my collection, but I couldn't find it before this stream. So
let's see, Wall Street. He was John Turnstall in Young Guns. I liked him in that character.
Yeah.
He was in Alien Nation. If you got a movie that you brought out, if you want to talk about that real quick.
So I brought 2 comedies out. One of them being probably my top 3 comedies of all time, and it's an American film called Bowfinger. Absolutely love this. And he plays the head shrink at Mindhead, who's giving advice to Eddie Murphy's Kit Ramsey, and it's absolutely hilarious. If you haven't seen this film, you need to see it, because I think it's one of the funniest films I've ever seen. And then it probably puts in a more central performance in this, and that's Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. Is just fantastic in this. And I only recently saw this about 2 years ago for the first time, and I thought it was absolutely hilarious. And it's subject matter can put people off, but just open your mind a bit and watch this, because it's fantastic. It's really funny. It's got Guy Pearce, Hugo Weaving from The Matrix, so it's great. Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
We touched on that. I when that first came out, I think a very niche market went and seen it. I mean, it wasn't for everybody, but I think as people have gotten older and people went back and watched it, it's a great movie. It's very funny.
It is. It's good. That
and Tu Wong Fu, I think, was the same way. Another great movie.
That's with Patrick Swayze and John Leguizamo. Is it? How do you pronounce his surname? Is it Leguizamo?
I say Leguizamo is what I say.
Leguizamo. Right.
Yeah. But my favorite Terrence Stamp movie, I didn't realize he was he was Stick also on Elektra. I know Elektra's not the greatest Marvel movie, but I liked it. I seen this movie when it first came out, and it always stuck with me. I don't think I'd actually ever realized who Terrence Stamp was until I seen this movie, but The Limey. I love this movie. His daughter moves to the States to go to college. They're out in California. She comes up dead, and he becomes a guy vindictive on finding out what happened. And he's just a straight up badass in this movie. I mean, he's very animalistic in it. It's a Steven Soderbergh movie, and I love Soderbergh, but if anybody knows anything about Soderbergh, he has a very distinct directing and writing style and stuff like that, and action wise and all that. And it shows in this movie, but I love The Limey. It's a great movie. And you said you've never actually seen it?
I've ordered it. I've just ordered it tonight. I thought, right, now's the time to watch it. Yeah.
That's the one thing I love about the collector community. Oh, you haven't seen that movie? You really need to see it. Click, 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 click. Okay, it's in my cart. It's coming. It'll be in like 2 days.
And I've actually ordered 2 of the films in your top 25 Asian films. So
we'll talk about that.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll leave that for later.
The 2 that you mentioned, I love those movies. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. But we got Mr. Moody here. I was shocked this week when my Kingdom of Heaven Steelbook arrived from Amazon with no damage. When they come in the bag, there's no guarantee. Really no guarantee.
What? To deliver them in bags?
Yeah, in bags. Sometimes,
wow.
Here's the kicker. Sometimes you don't even get a bag. You'll get a piece of bubble wrap with your delivery sticker holding the bubble wrap on. Not even in a bag.
Crazy.
It's crazy.
So we normally, so this is how we normally receive them in flimsy cardboard.
Sometimes we'll get them like that. It's a crapshoot. It just depends on, because the United States is huge. I hope you know how big the United States is. But
that's crazy. Steelbook.
Yeah, no, and it depends on delivery hubs too. Like every Amazon delivery hub is completely different how you get it packaged, and it's just crazy. Some of the stuff I've seen. Like I'm in the subreddits on Instagram on a lot of the movie stuff, and people post their just horror stories of how they receive stuff from Amazon, and it is crazy to see some of the stuff. I've seen steelbooks with just their delivery sticker just on it, thrown up on the porch. It's like, oh my god,
Wow.
that's not how you run a business.
But they don't mind handing the refunds back out, do they? For some reason,
No,
it's like,
they don't, because they're making money hand over fist, and them refund one thing is not. I mean, I'm sure they refund a lot of stuff per day, but I know they've also started cracking down on that on repeat refunders. They've been cutting people out. I think you got it in your hand. I love the Zavvi mailers.
Yeah.
Yes,
they come like with a proper spine, and they're much more sturdy. This is how
and then
I prefer to
they're
receive
on the
them.
inside. They've got the little cardboard triangle. Does that one have the little? Yeah, to give it a little bit of extra support. Yeah,
comes like that.
Yeah.
So,
and I've ordered a ton of stuff from Zavvi, and I've never had. I've had one steelbook that had a dent in it, but it was something I could take the steelbook apart and work out, no problem. I've never had a damaged steelbook come over from Zavvi. Okay, so we're going to move on to our next section here. So I kind of gave Jamie a little task. I wanted him to name 5 of his favorite American movies, and then I was going to come back with 5 of my favorite British movies, and we're going to kind of talk about that. See what a Brit likes of American movie and what an American likes of a Brit movie, so to speak. And the other thing I want to do this, I didn't say this in the intro, I was going to. I talked to Jamie. We kind of got into a play studio last week, made sure our connection was good and all that. With the time difference, you don't really get to see a lot of British people on American live streams and vice versa. And I always like to see what foreigners think of American movies and vice versa, because there's a very, I think, a different take on movies continent wise, if that makes sense. You're like, yeah, shut up and just let me show my movies.
No, there is. I think right now Hollywood is absolutely just motivated about making the most money. Whereas if you went back, say, 20, 25 years ago, they were more concentrating on making a great movie rather than making money. So I think film is suffering quite a lot over in America. There's less interesting stuff coming out, in my opinion. I mean, one genre that's doing quite well at the moment, though, is horror. There's been some cracking horror films that have come out this year from America. But generally, I feel like they're just jumping on they're regurgitating the same characters over and over again. Whether the actors, I think are they going to do a prequel to Indiana Jones? They're looking at casting a
Rambo. They just
Rambo.
announced,
yeah, that's it. I'm like, come on, just
so.
Can you
I
write
don't
some
remember
original characters instead of just going back to films from the 80s?
There was an interview a year or two ago. You can find it on YouTube with, I think it's Matt Damon.
Yeah,
actually, I think it was on Hot Ones. I don't know if you know what Hot Ones is. It's where they eat the chicken.
Oh yeah,
and they do that
chicken wings. Yeah.
So 25 years ago, they could bank on a movie losing money in the theaters, but then they would make it on the back end through video rental.
Yeah.
Nowadays, since streaming and all that, and nobody's going to the movie theaters, they can't make their money up in. So what they're doing is they're regurgitating, remaking, sequels, stuff like that of known IPs. The only people that are making good movies nowadays are these small A24, all these smaller labels are putting out these good movies, whereas main Hollywood, they're losing so much of their ass on stuff that they have to just keep pushing out the same crap. And Matt Damon actually talked about that really, really well, in the interview I seen, but it really explained it. Back then they could make their back end. Nowadays, if you don't make it up front, it's a failure. So they're just relying on stuff people know.
Yeah. So,
all right.
Five American movies. I've chosen. These aren't necessarily my favorite films. These are films that I just want to give a bit of a highlight to, because I still love these films. So I've chosen a film from the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, and 2010s. So I've chosen one from each decade for the last 5 years. Last 50 years. So, first one from 1973 is Papillon, which is directed by Franklin J. Schaffner. And it's got Steve McQueen and Dustin Hoffman in it. I love this film. I love it. I love a prison drama. So this one is a prison drama set on an island, and Steve McQueen's just determined to escape, whereas Dustin Hoffman, he just seems to go along with it, and he's not actually fussed by the end of it. But it's a film that spans decades, and it's, oh God, I can never take my eyes off it. It's just so compelling from start to finish. So that's one of my favourite films from the 70s. I love Papillon.
Papillon. I won't say it wrong this time. You made funny when I tried to say it. I've not seen that, and I know there is a
media book.
And that's another thing too. You guys get media books. We don't get media books over here.
This is an American import.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess they do them every once in a while.
Have you seen
Germany's huge? No, I've seen clips of it on YouTube because of Rami Malek. And is it Charlie Hunnam? Is the other one?
Yeah. But you can't. I don't think you can beat the chemistry between Steve McQueen and Dustin Hoffman in this. It's just brilliant. And
I'm gonna have to check.
They go through hell actually, but it's brilliant. Is that film? So that's Papillon. I don't know how much you want me to talk about these films.
Oh no, you can talk about them as much as you want. I'm getting my pen out so I can write stuff down.
Well, this is another American import, another media book, and this is from 1983, and that's The Right Stuff. Have you seen that?
I own it. Have not watched it yet. I did a live stream about 3 years ago, and we talked about space movies, like some of our favorite space movies. And I went out and bought that right afterwards because I found it used, and it's just sat there. And it's not that space doesn't intrigue me, but I think that's got like a 2.5 hour runtime, something like that. It's a pretty long movie.
It is long. It's closer to 3.
Yeah, I just don't think I have the endurance to watch a space movie for some, like that type of space movie, because that's really about the actual space program. And
it's more the lead up. It's more the lead up to space. So you've got Sam Shepard. He's breaking the sound barrier with in an airplane basically. But the cast in this is phenomenal. It's got Sam Shepard, Scott Glenn, Ed Harris, Fred Ward, Dennis Quaid, Barbara Hershey, Veronica Cartwright from Alien, Lance Henriksen from Aliens. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant film. And that 3-hour runtime, it flies by. It's a bit like Seven Samurai. I always find Seven Samurai flies by. It feels like a 2-hour film, not a 3-hour film. And that's similar to this. I absolutely love The Right Stuff. Yeah.
I'll watch it eventually. It's
so get it watched
First
this week.
Man. I think First Man with Ryan Gosling is a similar story.
Yeah, I think it's similar, but that's better.
It's not saying okay.
Yeah. I know. Look, First Man's got a lot of love, but it's not my favorite. Damien Chazelle.
Yeah, Chazelle.
Yeah. It's not my favorite of his, which is quite uncanny because you will find out which is my favorite film in 3 films' time. From the 90s, one of my favorite films from the 90s, True Romance.
Oh, yeah.
And it's another film, 93, directed by Tony Scott, written by Quentin Tarantino. And what a cast. Christian Slater, Patricia Arquette, Gary Oldman, Dennis Hopper, Brad Pitt, Samuel L. Jackson, Val Kilmer, hiding in mirrors as Elvis.
It's a Tarantino movie. Tarantino movie through and through, but not a Tarantino movie, and I love it.
Yeah, I love this. Is of all the films sort of connected to Tarantino, this is probably my favorite, and it's not even his film, if you like.
Yeah.
It's Tony Scott. But I love Tony Scott films, so yeah, I love.
He's done a bunch of good stuff, and I can't remember off the top of my head what. There's a movie as his he's done that I really love. I'm gonna have to look it up real quick. So continue.
Who, Tony Scott?
Yeah.
Deja Vu, Man on Fire.
Did he do was that the Denzel Washington Man on Fire?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. That's my favorite Denzel movie. And people will say that's blasphemous because it should be like Training Day or something, but I love A Man on Fire.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Oh, he did The Gray too.
He did The Gray?
Like The Gray. Yeah.
Oh, did he?
Oh, he's the producer on The Gray.
No. But good thing about this is there's so many great, small scenes, and it's all connected with small scenes with incredible performances. Like Gary Oldman as Drexel is absolutely terrifying, isn't he?
Yes.
He's psychotic. And then you've got that infamous Sicilian scene with Dennis Hopper and Christopher Walken. And then Brad Pitt as the stoner who doesn't get off the couch and is obsessed with cleaning products. It's hilarious. It's brilliant. James Gandolfini is terrifying in it as well. Yeah, beating the shit out of Patricia Arquette. It's like, yeah.
I hadn't seen it since the late 90s, and then when I bought that same one you have when it came out, and I still haven't watched it, even though I've heard the 4K is actually really good on there.
It's got a nice steelbook as well.
Yeah. Oh, it's mine. Yeah, mine's back over there. Yeah, I've got the exact same one you have.
Yeah. Do you want to add anything to that of True Romance?
No, it's really good. If people have not seen it and they like Tarantino movies, even if they don't like Tarantino movies, but they like a unique story twist with kind of some hectic action going on, definitely watch True Romance.
Yeah. I've got a funny story about True Romance, actually. When it came out at the cinema in 93, I invited some friends to go with me. And they wouldn't go because they thought it were a romantic film, like a rom-com, because it's called True Romance. And I was telling them, it's not a romance. Well, it is a bit of a romance film, but it's a romance with a twist, and it's quite violent.
Yes.
But they wouldn't go because they were going, no, it's a rom-com. What are you doing? And I'm going, all right, I'll go on my own then. And then when it came out on DVD, or actually VHS, I introduced it to them, and they were blown away by it. So, yeah. I love that film. It's in my top 20 is True Romance of all time.
Good one to have in there.
Yeah. So from 2003 is The Station Agent. I thought I'd choose like an independent sort of film in one of these 5. And this is probably my favorite independent American film. I just love the chemistry between Bobby Cannavale, Peter Dinklage, and Patricia Clarkson. It's just such a great film. But it tackles quite some tough subject matter as well, like bigotry and losing a child and grieving and stuff like that. So, it's got a lot of depth to the storyline. But I love it.
I was just looking. I've got the DVD, but I have not watched it yet. It's hard to find over here, and I finally found a clean copy of it, and then I just haven't watched it.
Well, it hasn't even had a Blu-ray release, which is criminal.
No.
I find I don't know who's the studio, Miramax. Who owns Miramax now? Is it Disney?
Yes, because that's who owned The Crow. So yeah.
But The Crow's had a Blu-ray and 4K release, so
yeah, they just released the 4K for the anniversary. But yeah, because I thought Miramax was still around, but yeah, I'm Disney. Is it Disney or is it Universal? Either it's owned by somebody else. It's no longer independent.
Yeah, but I just love the chemistry between these 3. Bobby Cannavale, Peter Dinklage, he inherits this train station, decides to live there, in peace and quiet. But Bobby Carnival just won't let him get any peace or quiet. He just keeps knocking on his door and driving him off, chasing trains and stuff like that. It's hilarious. It's hilarious, but it's moving as well, and there's lots of depth in the narrative. So I love that film. I'm always recommending this to other film buffs who've never even heard of it. Yeah.
And see, and I think that's one of the reasons a lot of people.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of people haven't heard of it, because it's stuck on DVD over here, and it's a hard DVD to find. It's definitely
out of print, yeah. And then finally, from 2015, Damien Chazelle's Whiplash.
Fantastic movie. Jesus.
I love this film. Again, it's all about chemistry between the players, and it's like Miles Teller and J.K. Simmons. He fully deserved his Oscar for that performance. Oh, yeah. He was just incredible. He's just a bastard, basically. But Miles Teller's character, he needed that to just elevate his performance, his drumming. Yeah. But yeah, it's a great film, and it's edge of the seat stuff towards the end as well. It's like,
well, that, and the music is good in it. It's not like, even though it's orchestrated music, it's like really, really good. There's a lot of cat and mouse in it with him between Miles and JK. And I bought it, didn't watch it, and then I finally watched it late one night, and I sat there. By the time it was done, I was, holy crap, why have I not watched this movie sooner? Like, it is just a very, very well done movie.
It's just brilliant, and I've reckon I've watched it about 6 times, and I'm still not bored of watching it. It's just captivating from start to finish. Now, it's all because of them two. It's all because of them two. It's brilliant.
I always watch the clip. There's 2 clips I always watch on YouTube when it pops up. I will stop and watch it. The one where he comes back and they do Caravan. I think it's Caravan, where he takes where Tellers takes the lead. He's like, I'll call you in or whatever.
Yeah.
But there's
and he keeps doing this like this. He's going, you're not quite there. You're not quite there.
Yeah.
And then he throws. Is that the scene where he throws the chair at him in the end?
No, that's towards the end of the movie when they're actually doing the one show, the gala, whatever it's called, and he steps up and J.K. Simmons is talking. He's about to do a different song, and Teller just breaks straight into the song, and he's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'll call you in." Yeah. But there's a real simple part in that. I think they're in the restaurant, and it's where J.K. realizes that Miles is the one that sold him out or told him out, and there's just such a great subtle acting in that scene where J.K. just brings it in like, you little son of a, but he still keeps it together where he doesn't just fly off the handle, and then it leads to the other stuff in the movie. But such a masterclass in acting in that.
Absolutely. So those are 5 of my favorites. They're not, I mean, I could have chosen like Aliens or Shawshank Redemption and stuff like that. That's what everyone's going to choose. So I thought I'd go off on a tangent.
All right, I'm going to jump back here in the chat real quick. I lost my place. Somebody jumped in, and that's where I was going to start at, and I forgot to start it. There we go. Has anyone seen The Window from the 1960s? I've heard of it. I have not seen it.
Who directs it?
The Window. Is that a Hitchcock movie? It's not a Hitchcock movie. I've seen it on the shelf at my Mega Replay, and I've never looked at it just because it's an older movie. The Window.
Is it any good, James? I've never heard of it.
1949. Maybe that's it. There's one from 1949. Paul Stewart, Arthur Kennedy, Bobby Driscoll, Barbara Hale. In the void the heat of sweltering summer, a 9-year-old Manhattan boy decides to sleep on the fireplace and witnesses a murder, but nobody will believe him.
That sounds good. Sounds a bit like Rear Window.
Well, that's what I was thinking at first, but yeah, like the only thing showing was Rear Window and that one. So let's see. Mika agreeing True Romance is a great pick. It is.
Thank you.
I think she's calling you James. It's Jamie, Mika.
No, I think that was the window.
Oh, is that? Oh, James. I'm sorry. Yeah, I forgot his name is James. James Locke. Yeah. Jamie, James. What is your favorite Western movies? This is a good question. I'm not a huge fan of Westerns, but I think my picks would be generic: Tombstone, Young Guns, Hell or High Water. I love Quigley Down Under.
Yeah, that's a good one.
One of those movies that a lot of people I don't think have ever seen. I remember seeing that younger with my grandfather, and I loved that movie.
I mean, you said Tombstone. That's up there with my favourites. I have actually done a top 25 Western video as well. So if you want to go over to my channel and hunt for it, you'll find what my top 25 is. I'll pick out a Gregory Peck film called, and because I've only just recently seen this in the last 2 or 3 years, and it's called The Gunfighter. And I was absolutely blown away by it. It was a great character piece. Not a lot of gun action. It was more to do with. So Gregory Peck is the gunfighter, and he's got a reputation as being this badass, cowboy, this outlaw. So his reputation follows him everywhere, and he's got these locals. He ends up in this town, and he's got all these locals like offering to have a duel with him and stuff, and he just don't want any of it. He wants to have a peaceful life now and retire from all the outlaw business. But the local, the young locals, they're all offering him, a gunfight outside,
right?
And he just don't want he don't want to have anything to do with it. And it's absolutely brilliant. Gregory Peck is phenomenal in it.
That's on the Criterion Collection, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Over in America, I think it is.
Okay.
But over here, it's Signal One, I think.
Which is one of those things. You guys have gotten the shaft. You guys just now have gotten Criterion here in the last, year and a half, 2 years or so? Really?
Oh, no. We've had Criterion longer than that. But I think Sony are in charge of the releases over here.
Okay.
So I think they must do a deal with Criterion for releasing the titles over in the UK. So we've got nowhere near as many Criterions as you've got over there. It's quite limited, but I think we've had Criterion for, I'd say, at least 5 years. I'd say maybe 6 or 7 years. Yeah.
Let's see. Mika saying Devil in the Blue Dress, her favorite Denzel. I finally got to watch Devil in the Blue Dress when it came out on the Criterion Collection last year, the year before, and I was blown away with that movie. Like, I really, really enjoyed it. It's a good little thriller mystery type movie. I don't know if you've seen it.
I've got it, but I've not watched it yet.
It's good. No, he just passed away. He was in Heat. Tom Sizemore's in that. I believe it's Tom Sizemore.
Yeah. Oh, is it?
I think he's in there. He plays a bad guy.
I like Tom Sizemore, but yeah, he's got a bit of a reputation outside of filmmaking, hasn't he? But,
yeah. Oh, yeah. I always like Saving Private Ryan. Like, I like the movie. I think the best part of that movie is the opening scene, and that's about it. After that, they just start making a whole bunch of stupid decisions.
Yeah.
But it's part of the storytelling, so I understand that. It's a well-done movie, but listening to how Tom Hanks and Spielberg had to basically wrangle him and basically make him stop drinking. Like, if he showed up one day, he was going to lose it. And he was already at the point that he was going to lose everything, and Saving Private Ryan was going to be his, his saving grace. And luckily they saved him.
Yeah.
The Outlaw Josie Wells. I know I've seen that probably on early TNT or something like that, but I'm not a huge Clint Eastwood cowboy fan. I like older Clint Eastwood stuff. Or newer, I should say.
I like the Sergio Leone stuff, but more than his own. I mean, Unforgiven's a great film, but
yeah, I always forget about
my favorite. It's my favorite American Clint Eastwood Western. Yeah.
So James is saying Rio Bravo. I have not seen that. I know that's on the Criterion. Oh, Quick and the Dead. That's another great one.
Yeah, I love that. I like what Sam Raimi did with he put a bit of a twist on the genre. I like it. I tell you what I do like. Have you seen Bone Tomahawk?
Yes.
Brilliant. But I love
was-
all the character. I love all the character development and all the conversations leading up to the horror at the end. I mean, Richard Jenkins is absolutely brilliant in Bone Tomahawk. He's my
I was
favorite
not
character.
expecting the twist got me. It was a little squeamish where I was like, "Holy crap! They're hanging a dude upside down." Oh my
Splitting
god!
him in half. Oops.
Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, Tombstone still sends shivers up my spine every time Kurt Russell is on the station platform, and he shouts to what's he called? He shouts to one of the Clinton mob, "I'm gonna come for you," or whatever. Or hell, I can't remember the quote now. I'm rubbish at quotes and stuff from films, but it sends a shiver up my spine every time when he shouts out.
I can usually remember the quote word for word, but I can never remember what movie it's from.
Yeah.
Yes, that Whiplash Steelbook does look awesome. Was that Nova Media or Kimchi or?
No, it was a UK release.
It's UK. Okay.
I think it was Zavi. I think.
Okay. Is that just the Blu-ray version or is that the 4K?
Yeah, it was the Blu-ray.
Okay, so that was their original version. Okay.
Yeah, this is the original.
Yeah, because there for a long time, Zavi would get a completely different steelbook than what we would get in the States. And now it's kind of devolved into, they'll get a limited edition every once in a while, but they almost are title per title now with their art and all that. I don't like it. I liked it when they had their own specific art.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to move on. Let's see. 2 banners. No, we just did American movies. We're going to move to British movies. I'm not in depth with a whole lot of British movies. I like what I like. I like Guy Ritchie. I like Danny Boyle. I like some other stuff. I do like you guys have some of the most amazing actors that come over to America and then speak English. And you can't tell that they're British at all. Like Christian Bale is really good with that.
I mean, Olivia Colman's just amazing at the moment.
Yeah,
she's
it's
amazing.
Crazy to hear. I'm trying to remember who it was. It may have been Christian Bale. I thought Christian Bale was, I'm pretty sure it was him. I thought he was American. And then I watched special features on one of his movies and he was speaking with the British accent. I'm like, what? Like, he's just so good with it. But we talked a little bit last week when we were in the thing, like British movies always get me because you're divided up in territories. Your accents vary between the different territories. And then your slang is even different between each territories. And you guys use a lot of slang that we just don't use over here that never made it over here. I guess it's, OT rebellion probably had something to do with it, but I'm joking.
You have to put subtitles on.
Yeah. Really, Snatch was really about the only that and maybe parts of Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. I had to put subtitles on for the first time, but I understood that when they start talking gypsy, which I don't think gypsy originated somewhere else, or did that originate in the UK?
It's more like, well, isn't Brad Pitt Irish in that film? I think gypsies
Irish
came over from Ireland more. Yeah,
okay,
it's more of an Irish. Yeah,
Periwinkle.
I think he does quite a good accent in Snatch, doesn't he? I haven't seen Snatch in a long time, so
yeah, that's my favorite Guy Ritchie movie. But I do have. This only has a DVD in America, and I finally found it on Blu-ray because in the UK it's actually a different title. And this has Robert Carlyle and Samuel L. Jackson in it. Formula 51, or
the
51st State. I forget when this came out. 2000, I think. Maybe. But basically, Samuel L. Jackson's a drug dealer, and he goes over to UK to do this Formula 51 that's supposed to like take over. And then he gets double crossed. And Robert Carlyle, he's been in a ton of stuff, and I really like his acting. But this is one I don't think a lot of people in the States have seen. I don't think it was in the movie theater very long. It just it didn't.
Is it
do
a
that
British
well over
film?
here.
That is it a British film? So I only question it because it's got Samuel L. Jackson in it. So
I looked it up to make sure. I'm trying.
I've
Yes,
never seen it. I've never seen it.
really.
No.
51. See, now I got to pull it up. Came out in 2001.
Wow.
Uh,
I
the
remember that coming
director-
out as well.
Well, the director is Ronnie Yu. So that's even less.
So it's an
UK.
Asian film then. I'm only joking.
But no, but it completely takes place. It all takes place in the UK, and that's the reason I consider it a UK movie. I mean, it's got Robert Carlyle in it, but everybody in here except for Samuel L. Jackson are like. I think there's a bunch of other famous UK actors in here before they really like blew up. And it's just as a fun movie. It's a good little double cross drug movie, and I don't think a lot of people have seen it. You obviously haven't seen it, and apparently it's not a UK movie.
I remember that coming out at the cinema, but it didn't really pull me interest. So, like, I've never seen it. I've never seen that on the shelves, to be honest.
So this, honestly,
UK import.
This is a German,
Actually,
actually, German Blu-ray release. So you guys may only have a DVD release as well.
Yeah,
but it is 51st state in the UK. That was the only reason I even found it, because they joke. I think they joke about making England the 51st state of the United States with this whole drug thing or whatever was the joke in it. But I like it. A lot of people just don't know about it. So there's another Samuel L. Jackson movie that people can put on their list. All right, we'll go to an actual UK movie. This was in the Criterion Collection. It's been in the Criterion Collection for a long time, and I did not know it until they released this 4K. And I'd never seen this. And apparently, this is like one of the original UK British like gangster movies. And The Long Good Friday.
Yeah,
I know Arrow also came out with a box set about the same time this came out, because I was on the fence if I was going to buy the Arrow box set or this, and I ended up buying this. But I watched this for the first time last year, and I don't know why I've never watched it sooner. It's nothing hardcore. It's nothing like over the top, but Hoskins acts very well in this. The story is very good. You get point A, point B in a very fun way, I think. And like you said, it's a very classic, and I think more people should pick it up, especially if, they're in the US and they got the Criterion stuff. Long Good Friday.
Yeah, is in over his head in that film. And Helen Mirren's brilliant in that.
Yes.
Well, as his wife. Yeah.
Trying to think, there was one of his right-hand mans I really liked too, and I don't remember which guy it was.
Is that the guy with the mustache and the sort of a funny eye? Because I've got a feeling he died recently. If that's the guy you're thinking of.
Let me get it pulled up here. Was it Paul Freeman? Colin?
Oh, Paul Freeman. Is Paul Freeman's in Raiders at Lost Ark?
I think so. Let me see.
Paul Freeman's the competing archaeologist in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yes, he's Raiders Lost Ark. Yeah. But even the side characters in this movie was really, really good. They all did it very well. And Bob Hoskins, like, what was he in that was like, he had a bunch of US movies that were more comedic type movies and all that. And I've never really seen him in a serious role. Right. And this was like the first thing I've really seen him in a serious role. And it really changed. Oh, Super Mario Brothers. That was the one big thing. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? I think that was the first thing I ever seen was Who Framed Roger Rabbit. But I've never seen him in something like super serious. And like this really got that itch.
Is he in? Sorry, I'm checking.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, is he in Mona Lisa?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought it was. Yeah, that's another good sort of gangster flick. Yeah,
I'm gonna have to check that out then.
That's another British gangster film with a very surprising twist.
You guys are very, very good with your gangster stuff, which I mean, I guess technically, it's really, really, really originated from like the American gangster stuff is. I mean, really, American gangster stuff's only 100 years old, whereas modern, I guess. Whereas you have a long history of gangster stuff. I mean, we had like the the 5 Points of New York with the gangs of New York and stuff like that, that type gangster stuff. But like true hardcore like gangsters were really, 20s, 30s, the Capone and all that stuff through the whole prohibition and all that. So you guys have had a long, good history of some gangster stuff.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? I've not watched Peaky Blinders in its entirety, but Peaky Blinders is before that, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, Peaky Blinders is in I think the late 1800s.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Next movie we kind of talked about.
That's a good choice, Ryan. I'll give you that one.
We talked about this one a little bit. I don't think a lot of people know about this either on the American side. Tom Hardy's one of my favorite working actors right now. I could have picked Legend. If people don't know what Legend is, it's about the Cray brothers. They were in the 60s, I think, and they were gangsters. And Tom Hardy plays both of them in his movie. Let's see. There's also a release called The Craze from Second Sight, also about the brothers, but it's actually played by two brothers.
Yeah,
but Legends.
I'll give you a bit of insight into that. Them two brothers that play the Craze in that version, they were both in a band called Spandau Ballet.
Okay.
And they were a massive 80s band.
I did not know that.
In the UK.
Into that.
Yeah, Spandau Ballet. Yeah.
But we're not talking about Legend though. The Craze. Check out Legend, Tom Hardy, if you guys have not seen it. But I really like this movie, and again, I don't think a lot of people know about it. But Locke. This is the steelbook you hadn't seen. I forget, it was from Coach Media from Germany. They made a bunch of these.
I'm just shocked that got a steelbook release, because it's such a it's like a bit of a hidden gem that no one's heard of, and to get a steelbook release, you're quite lucky there, aren't you?
Yeah. Cook Media, they've done a lot of just kind of random steelbooks, and they had this like little line. They did like 4 or 5 movies of just these kind of just plain Jane looking movies or steelbooks, but it's really nice. But if anybody doesn't know what Locke is, if you've seen Ryan Reynolds' Buried, where it's just basically a solo actor movie, this is the Tom Hardy version, only he's in a car. And he's driving from point A to point B, and it's a long drive, and he's having to deal with a multitude of things all at one time. And Hardy just puts on an acting class because he's really acting against nobody. So he's got to carry the movie, and he does such a great job with this. And I don't think a lot of people know about it.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant. Yeah. I wholeheartedly recommend that film.
See, I got another
It's a bit like Phone Booth as well, isn't it? With Colin Farrell, all stuck in a small environment.
Yeah. Well, in Phone Booth, he's got a lot more to play off of, but it is very singular at the same time. Where like this and Buried, you don't see anybody else. Like you hear voices, but like
and he's driving. He's driving home in the dark as well, so you don't even see much landscape or environment.
Yeah, you see city lights behind him every once in a while, but it's basically him, the concrete, and the darkness, and occasional lights, and it's crazy.
It's edge of the seat anxiety, like he's just constantly fighting off different issues and problems, whether it's work or whether it's to do with family or whatever. It's all coming at him while he's trying to get home. So it's like it's good.
And he's trying to hold it together to just not yank the steering wheel or turn around and just drive off from everything. And it's just you root for him, but then there's some points that you're like, God, that was, you shouldn't have said that, man. That was kind of an a-hole of you. But then it's like, man, I wouldn't want to be in this position. It's crazy good. So if anybody out there in the comments have not seen Locke, please check it out. Guy Ritchie. I love Guy Ritchie. I don't think, well, I take that back. There are several of his movies I don't like. We talked about that. But Snatch is my favorite, but there's I don't hear a lot of people talk about this movie. And even though it's a recent movie and it's a great movie, but The Gentleman, like I think this is like he took all of his years of the gangster movies that he has done up to this point, refined it, wrote this and stuck it on film, and I think it's just great. Everybody in here, Colin Farrell, Hugh Grant. The only time I like Charlie Hunnam, Matthew McConaughey, everybody in this movie is just crazy good. And I did not see the twist at the end. I really thought like it was going to end the way I thought it was going to end, and it takes a little left turn. The gentleman.
You know what? I think Hugh Grant's career since he's taken on the bad guy roles is just taken a brilliant turn. I prefer Hugh Grant as a baddie than a goodie now. I think he's phenomenal. It was incredible in that. I think he steals the whole show in that film. I mean, Colin Farrell's a very close second, but
I was going to say him and Colin Farrell are neck to neck and competing to being like the guy in there.
Yeah, but the first film that I saw with Hugh Grant as a bad guy was Cloud Atlas by the Wachowskis. I thought it was incredible as this psychotic cannibal. It was brilliant in that film. I don't know if you've seen it or not.
I seen it when it first came out. I really don't remember a whole lot about it.
But it just makes such a slimy, creepy bad guy. I think he's brilliant as bad guy roles now.
And I'm a huge fan of Colin Farrell, but his coach character in this movie, especially the way he deals with the boys in the shop, the way he talks to his boys, and then the way he comes in as a man to deal with Charlie Hunnam, or like, hey, my boy screwed up. It's me. Like has
Colin Farrell won an Oscar yet?
I don't think he has.
I think he's due one. Because he was brilliant in Banshees of Inisherin as well.
Oh my God, yes. I actually surprised he didn't. Let's see. Is there an awards section on IMDb?
I think there is, yeah. I don't think he's won one, And I've not seen Penguin, the TV show Penguin, but apparently he's excellent in that as well.
You can't even tell it's him. The makeup is so good in there, and his acting is fantastic.
Well, it was in The Batman, wasn't it? Which it was good in that, but yeah, he's just carried that character on.
I think you're right. I don't think he's actually won. Oh no, he's nominated for one Oscar. He's got 72 wins and 109 nominations. But what did he win? I don't think he's actually won an Oscar.
Wow.
He was nominated for the best performance for Banshees. Yeah. Which that movie is fantastic. I love him and Gleason and I can never remember his name. He's got the weird name, the kid.
Barry Keoghan.
Barry Keoghan. Yeah, I can never say his last name right. But gentlemen, if people have, and I think it came out during COVID. I think that was the other reason. A lot of people may not have seen it.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, highly recommend it. Now I'm concerned. I'm going to show you another movie, and I'm almost certain it's a UK movie because it's Danny Boyle, but I don't know if you're going to call this a UK movie or not. Sunshine. It's got Cillian Murphy in it. It's Danny Boyle. That's about as UK as you can get. Even though it's Cillian, he's not British though, is he? He's
Irish.
He's Irish, but it's Danny Boyle.
It's got Michelle Yeoh in it.
So it's Asian. It's Asian
Irish. It's got Chris Evans in it.
Okay.
I don't know. I honestly don't know if it's a British film or not. Obviously,
I went for it because it was Danny Boyle. I love a lot of Danny Boyle stuff.
I mean, it is a brilliant film, by the way. Yeah.
Well, I didn't want to bring 28 Days Later. Probably, arguably, is like my favorite Danny Boyle movie. But like a lot of people just don't talk about this movie. I think it's starting to get a little bit more of a resurgence. I think people are finally finding it and pushing for this to get a 4K. But Danny Boyle directed this brilliantly. I love the cinematography in this. The story is really cool. It's sci-fi. It kind of turns into horror, mystery thriller a little bit. But the ending got me too. Like I was not expecting it to end the way it ended. So Sunshine, I lost on that one. I got it.
Honestly, I don't know if it's English or not. With the production value, the production value tells me it's American because it looks like it's had a lot more money spent on it. But I don't know.
Let's see where it was filmed at. No, I consider Danny Boyle is probably like one of the, like, I think one of the best.
I
UK.
thought you might have chosen Train Spotting or something like that.
I was actually thinking about Shallow Grave with Ewan McGregor.
Yeah.
Trainspotting's too obvious. Like, Trainspotting's a fantastic movie. That soundtrack, you can't beat that, and just the acting is great. But if people don't know out there, Criterion Collection, Shallow Grave. This was Ewan McGregor's first movie, I think, and it's a little mystery thriller. Not even really a mystery thriller. I don't even know what to call this, but it's about 3 roommates living in a house, and then they have this other guy move in, and then something happens, and they don't, like, everything just goes to weird shit. And the acting in it's really good. I was really surprised by it, and I really like it. Shallow Grave. So if nobody's seen that, please watch it.
You know what? I've not seen that since I owned it on VHS.
Wow.
I know. I ought to pick a copy up, actually. I'm not talking to you anymore. You cost me money.
I'm going to do you one better. Since I failed on 2 of my UK movies, I told you I'm not that in depth about UK movies. Like, my Danny Boyle and Guy Ritchie is like my salt and bread and butter of like UK movies.
Have you not seen Get Carter?
I have not seen Get Carter. I've seen the remake with Stallone, but I've not seen the original with Kane. But I know this is not in the UK. This takes in Bruges, but it's Colin Farrell and Gleeson.
Yeah.
And Ray Fiennes, and probably one of the best movies ever made. And I know a lot of people don't even talk about this movie. But I mean, it takes place.
One of the best written films. I think the script is incredible.
Yeah, Donahue did an amazing job of this. I don't think there's a bad Donahue movie I've watched. I love Seven Psychopaths, and what was the other movie? He's done a few other, but it starts in London. Hit goes wrong, so Colin Farrell goes to Bruges, and basically stuff happens. But if nobody's watched In Bruges, please watch this. It's a great movie.
Can I suggest a couple of British films?
Go right ahead. I've already got Get Carter written down.
I'm going to suggest 3 British comedies, right?
Okay.
So I'm going to suggest, if I can bloody find them. Right. So we got that one. Got that one. And we got, can find it. There it is. That one.
So that was the correct window, that 1943 version I pulled up. So
yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, everyone loves Olivia Colman. She's amazing.
Purely
Carter. There you go.
Yeah, I've watched the Sylvester Stallone remake, and I've always heard it's not nearly as good as the Kane version. I need to. It got a really nice boutique one not too long ago, didn't it?
Yeah, from BFI. I bought it. Yeah. I got it quite cheap as well. It was on special offer recently. Broadchurch.
Cinema Dave's in here. Hey, Cinema Dave, how's it going?
Hi, Dave. Nice beard.
He's got a great beard. He's big into Criterion's too, I believe. I know him and Stephanie from her channel name just completely blanked on me. They used to do live streams all the time. They haven't done one in a while.
Was it Let's Talk Movies or something like that? I think it's something like Let's Talk Movies or Movie Chatter.
Movie Chatter. Yes. Yeah.
I've not seen her channel for ages. She must have gone down out of sight, sort of thing.
She had some medical issues going on there for a little while, and then she came back for a little while. And I noticed here in the last couple of weeks, she's been slowly putting out videos again. Yeah. So Steptoe and Son, the movie is good.
Honestly, if you can find the TV show, on DVD or something of Steptoe and Son. It's one of the best sitcoms of all time. Steptoe and Son, absolutely brilliant.
I didn't mention because these are obvious too. Edgar Wright stuff, the Cornetto trilogy, like that easily I could have brought it. I was trying to get stuff that people hadn't really dove into, but Spaced. I went back. They released Spaced here in the States, and I bought that. And like early, not Nick Frost, Simon Pegg, and all that. Like that show's funny. I like it.
It is. It's really funny. These are funny as well. So I'm gonna show you 4. Sorry, another came to mind.
I, Daniel Blake, another good film. I bought that last year on the Criterion sale. I still need to check that out. It got actually, I, Daniel Blake got recommended to me by Stephanie from Movie Chatter.
That is a really good film. The lead actor in that is actually a comedian.
And that's about basically the government assistance program there, and how it just he was getting screwed over and all that. Because that's based, is that based on a true story?
It'll be happening every day, to be fair. So, like, yeah. Has anyone seen Cross and the Switchblade? No, I haven't.
I've never heard of that. He's bringing up some titles.
He is.
Steptoe and Son.
Aldo. There's an American version of Steptoe and Son. Wow.
You ought to know now. We try to rip off everything you guys do. I mean, The Office and.
So Steptoe and Son in the UK, it's a black and white. It was made in the 60s and early 70s, and it follows a father and son, rag and bone men. So rag and bone men used to go around and collect rubbish like discarded metal, fridge freezers, all that sort of stuff. They'd collect it from people's houses. So they'd come down your street, horse and a cart, shouting whatever. There is a phrase that used to shout, and people had come out and put the rubbish out on the street, and they'd collect it, and then they'd sell on the scrap metal and make.
So they're scrappers. We call them scrappers here in the States. Yeah,
we call them rag and bone men. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a father and son team, but the father is absolutely disgusting in his mannerisms, and he's eating his tea, he's eating his dinner in the bath, and he drops a pickled egg into the bath while he's sat in it, and he picks it out and puts it back in the jar with all the other pickled eggs.
Is he a larger man, kind of balding with a mustache?
No.
Okay,
it's very skinny. He's grey and skinny, but yeah, it's brilliant.
Okay, Sanford and Son was our remake. Okay, well, heck, Sanford and Son. Okay. Yeah, well, that makes perfect sense. Anyway,
I'll just go through 4 very quick British comedies for you and your viewers, because I reckon a lot of your viewers won't have heard of these films. So you've got Four Lions, which is a satirical look at sort of some homegrown terrorists who are plotting to bomb a marathon where loads of people are running in a marathon. It's the subject matter's very disturbing, but it's tackled in such a way that it's absolutely hilarious. And it's got Riz Ahmed in it, a very early performance from Riz Ahmed. So I'd recommend that because it's really funny.
I'm going to have to pick that up. When you told me about that last week, Riz Ahmed sold me. I mean, he's becoming one of my favorite actors quickly.
Yeah, it's brilliant. And then Brian and Charles. So this guy here, this guy here is an inventor in Wales, and he's a very lonely man. And he decides to build a robot as a companion. And the robot starts off as a sort of mentally as a little kid, but you can see him sort of growing up mentally. and it's absolutely hilarious. So Brian and Charles.
That the cover that reminds me of a different movie, like, and I can't remember. I thought it was Lars and the Real Girl had that same kind of setup, but it's not. There's an American movie that looks almost exactly like that cover.
Wow. And then Ben Wheatley, you know Ben Wheatley, the director.
Yes. Yeah.
So he made Sightseers, which is another brilliant satirical comedy. It's a dark comedy, this one. So these two go on a bit of a murder spree while on holiday, caravanning up and down the country. And it's very dark, but hilarious. And that's my favorite Ben Wheatley film.
I've seen it.
Then,
I think there's I can probably pick an American copy of that right now.
Yeah,
I think that's actually at my Mega Replay. I've always looked at it, but I never picked it up because I don't think I actually ever read the back.
Right. Yeah, you need to pick it up. It's funny but dark. And then I don't know if you know about a TV show called The Mighty Boosh.
Oh, yeah. The Mighty Boosh. I've heard of that. Yes.
Yeah. I think Nathan Jones?
Yes.
He's been watching Mighty Boosh recently. But this actor here, he's in The Mighty Boosh, Julian Barrett, and he plays this TV character called Mindhorn. And he's a washed-up actor, and he ends up getting a phone call from the police because there's this terrorist who wants to speak to Mindhorn because he thinks Mindhorn is an actual person and not a TV character. So he used to be this successful TV character in the 1960s, and then they ring him up in the 2000s. He's put weight on. He has to wear a girdle, and he's adorning his eye patch, which gives him special powers. It's hilarious. Mindhorn. I recommend that. And no one over in America will have heard of that film.
We probably never got a release of it. That's probably why.
Yeah. I went to a film festival, and there were a Q&A with Julian Barrett and one of the other actors who wrote it, Simon Farnaby. And it was hilarious, was the Q&A afterwards. Oh, God. Yeah. Everyone was in stitches.
That was the movie I was thinking. Jeff Who Lives at Home. It kind of looks similar.
It really does.
Yeah, because as soon as I was like, holy crap, that movie looks familiar. And it's not even the same movie, but yeah.
So I'd recommend those 4 British comedies. There you go.
I'm going to have to pick up I like dark comedies. I mean, I like regular comedies too, but I dig dark comedies. Dark humor is very, very good. Let's see. That cover art looks. Oh, okay. Yeah, that did look familiar. Drillbit Taylor with Owen Wilson. He's kind of got that same with the Mindhorn. He's got that same kind of cover. So I think still everything from you guys. We do got one little less. Oh, go ahead.
I think Drillbit Taylor came out before that though, so we might have stole it from you. Drillbit
Taylor came out, I think, in 2008 or so, somewhere around in there.
Yeah, this is later. So
so we got one more little thing we're going to talk about. I'm going to actually let me get it pulled up here. If I can get it shared. Boom. There we go. So Jamie, about a month and a half ago, did his top 25 Asian movies, and I just put mine up this past week because he inspired me to do it. Plus, I needed content for the channel. Me and Jamie both love Asian movies. I forgot to grab my Hardboiled. And we both kind of talked about it. Hardboiled was my entry into like more Asian films. I mean, I watched some Jackie Chan stuff. I'd watched Bruce Lee, Enter the Dragon, and all that. But Hardboiled, the first time I ever seen that, it fully invested me into the Asian market. Like I started seeking out more stuff other than martial arts. And I know you had a similar thing with Hardboiled that kind of got you. Yeah.
Yeah. So I went to another film festival, went on my own. I'd seen the trailer for this and it just instantly interested me. So I went to the film festival, saw it, and then booked tickets for the showing the day after. That's how amazed I was with the action. I think John Woo reinvented the action movie with this. There were so many imitators afterwards with double-handed, gunplay, flying through the air flying through the air in slow-mo with doves and stuff like that. It was so stylistic. But the body counts just ridiculous as well. So Hard Boiled for me, that was the first foreign film really that I'd seen. And after that, I was just totally invested in Asian cinema. There's so much great original Asian cinema out there. And it currently, for me, it's blowing Hollywood and elsewhere out of the water.
Oh yeah,
the films coming out of South Korea, particularly, are just incredible, and they're all original as well. It's like unbelievable.
For the American audience, the John Woo directed this movie, but if you want to see like an Americanized version of what like Hard Boiled or The Killer, which came before Hard Boiled, would be watch Face Off with Travolta and Cage. Woo directed it. There's the doves in it. There's the dual wielding of the pistols. There's the jumping through the air in slow motion. Every time I hear dual wielding or slow motion, I always think of Nick Frost and Hot Fuzz. Did you jump through the air whilst dual wielding pistols? No. But so I got our list up here, our top 25. I'm on.
I mean, John Woo's first film in America was Broken Arrow, wasn't it, with Christian Slater? And
Broken Arrow,
then Hard Target,
then Face Off, I believe, and then he did Mission Impossible 2.
Yeah.
A lot of people hate Mission Impossible 2 because it was different from the other Mission Impossibles. I really like it. I don't know if it's just because it's John Woo or not, but yeah, John Woo's had a very long history. He's done a lot of great movies, but looking at our list, you've got anime on here. I didn't have any anime on mine, or animated movies. I guess it's not anime. We're not children, whatever you want to call it. You had a couple more horror things on here and a couple more older titles. But overall, I mean, our list had some of like the big hitters. We both had Kung Fu Hustle.
Yeah.
Both had The Killer, The Chaser,
Old Boy,
Parasite,
A Bittersweet Life.
Bittersweet Life. Yeah. Ji Woon Kim is like amazing director.
See, I've got 3 Kim Ji-woon films in mind. I've got A Tale of Two Sisters there as well at number 9. But yeah.
I own Tale of Two Sisters. I got the Arrow version and I've yet to watch it. I need to watch it. I watched 2 movies last night for the first time in like 6 months, and I need to get back and actually watching movies. Yeah. But I know you gave me crap.
Sisters. When I first watched A Tale of Two Sisters, I was like, what the hell have I just watched there? And literally, I'm not joking, I went and had a drink and something to eat and went back and watched it again. That's how blown away. And it left quite a few sort of questions that hadn't been answered. And I'm like, oh man, I need to watch this again. Because I don't think you can pick out everything on one sitting. So I'll be surprised if you understand it all or you couldn't see what's coming at the end. But I had to watch it twice in a row. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to watch it soon. Kim Ji-woon. I this is the other thing too. Trying to remember names and pronounce them correctly.
That's why I've got my list here now with people's names because I just need to see them so I can pronounce them properly.
He's also done The Good, the Bad, and the Weird. I don't know if you've seen that movie.
Yeah, I've got that. Yeah,
it's good.
But it's not as good as them other 3.
No, I'm looking at everything. He's directed 19 things, but yeah. Oh, he directed The Quiet Family too with Choi Min-sik.
Yeah,
that was actually his first movie in 1998. Tale of Two Sisters, A Bittersweet Life, The Good, the Bad, the Weird, I Saw the Devil. He did The Last Stand with Schwarzenegger.
He did, yes. Yeah,
I did not realize that. Oh, shit.
which
And
is
then the
pretty
Age
good
of
actually.
Shadows. Yeah, Age of Shadows he did also, which is a good movie.
You've not? He did Foul King quite early on in his career. Have you not seen? It's not on the list.
Which one is it? Oh, The Foul King.
Yeah,
No, I've not seen
that's
that.
supposed to be really good, but I've never seen it.
A wimpy, incompetent bank clerk decides to become a wrestler. Okay, that's right up my alley. That's a weird.
Yeah, it's supposed to be very
Oh,
good.
it's got Song Kang Ho on it. I like
Yeah,
Song Kang Ho is one that I really like. That reminded
yeah.
me of a title I didn't pull.
He's in Memories of Murder, isn't he? And he's in Parasite as well.
Yes, yeah, he's one of those that like if you know him when you see him, but he's been in a bunch of movies.
Yeah.
There's actually a movie I forgot to put on my list. It should have probably been in my list, so we'll talk about that. I just now got reminded of it because it's got a very generic name. He was in Snowpiercer too. He's been in The Host. He's been in a bunch of Bong Joon-ho stuff.
Yeah.
The Taxi Driver. I'm trying to find, where is this? Yes, he was in this one. Okay. Yeah, this came out in 2009. Anyway, so our lists were pretty similar. I know you like the anime stuff. I like Spirited Away. I've never seen Princess Mononoke. I love Akira. My Neighbor Totoro, I love. That's about as much anime as I've really done as far as Japanese stuff or Asian cinema, I should say.
You need to watch Princess Mononoke. Yeah.
You sold me on it. Like it's not what I thought it was.
It's incredible. Yeah.
But there was two titles you said you had not seen, and that was The Man from Nowhere, and what was the other one?
Deliver Us from Evil. So I've
Deliver
ordered
Us
both
from
of
Evil.
those.
So Deliver Us from Evil, I forgot when I was doing my list. So the guy down here that plays the butcher, I'm almost certain is the same guy from the Squid Game.
Okay.
I think. But I forget who this is from. This is from some Korean boutique label I bought it from because it was just a badass version. But that's the genre. Like I even said it in my list because let's see. The Chaser, The Gangster, The Cop, and the Devil, Delivers from Evil, A Bittersweet Life, A Man from Nowhere. You could even kind of say Hard Boiled, Old Boy, and I Saw the Devil are all kind of the same style of movie, that cat and mouse thriller that just kind of gets ramped up to number 11. And
Yeah. I'm
yeah,
surprised
like,
you've not got Infernal Affairs in there.
I thought about it, but I think, I mean, I like the series, all three movies, but when it comes, I think it comes down to rewatchability for me for a lot of these. That's why they made the list. I mean, like I said, I think I came up with 44 total before I got it down to 25, and cutting it down to that, the 25 to 10 was really hard. And then like 10 to 6 was even harder. But I really like that cat and mouse, gritty stuff, I think is what I've fallen into lately. And, in probably 5 years from now, I'll probably be back on like Japanese romance movies or something like that.
I was very surprised to find Drive My Car so high because I didn't really enjoy it that much. I found it a bit tedious.
I don't know. So I watched that movie like when it first came out I bought it. So it came out, I think, in January on the Criterion Collection here, and I bought it during the first Criterion half off sale. I think it was in March. As soon as I bought it, I watched it because I heard it was just fantastic. And I don't know what it is about the movie. To me, it really it draws me in, and I just love the flow of the writing and the conversation. And then when you bring in all of the actors also that are from the different countries, and you're using, Mandarin, Cantonese, Japanese, German, English, sign language, it just captivated me. It was a movie I really hadn't seen out of Asian cinema in a long time, since like Farewell My Concubine or Women Eat, Man Drink, or whatever. Oh, man eat, woman drink, I think is what it's called.
Yeah,
And I'm
what you
sure
mean.
it's. Um, I need to watch Handmaiden. I know you had that in your list. I
Have
own
you
it.
not
I got
seen
the
it?
same. No, I own the same copy you have. I bought it whenever Curzon put out that nice box set, and I have not watched it yet. And I think it was runtime is basically why I had an issue there for a while. I didn't have a problem with 3 hour long movies. And then I got out of a routine of watching movies and then trying to get back into it. Like, I think I got this mental block about long movies again. And I need to get out of that because last night I watched 2 movies last night. Both of them were an hour and a half long. So it wasn't like that was an issue. I think I'm having a little blockade on longer movies and I need to watch it because I know The Handmaiden is like an extraordinary movie.
It
But I
is.
think
It's
that's just,
incredible.
I think Drive My Car just hit me in such a way that an Asian film hadn't made me feel in a while because I hadn't seen something like that in a while because I'd been watching Bittersweet Life and, Old Boy and I Saw the Devil. So I think it hit me differently.
I felt a bit bad. I mean, similar sort of thing. I felt a bit bad not putting Shoplifters in. Corieda's film. Absolutely love that film.
That's good.
Probably a
Monster
similar
is
sort
really
of
good
drama.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, Monsters is good. Yeah.
Coriata, I know Vin from Hard Copy Blues, he watches a lot of Asian stuff, and he said Coriata has been his fastest liking director that he's seen in a while. Like everything that's came out so far, Coriata, which we've slowly been getting a bunch of his stuff, he's been buying everything and he's been loving it. And I like it too. There's just so many movies in so little time.
There is definitely.
Yeah. Mika and Kira, they're twins. They like a lot of horror stuff, and they've recently been getting to the Asian cinema here in the last few years. The Wailing.
Excellent. The Wailing is
Wailing.
brilliant.
And
it was hard to leave that out.
Yeah, I've got Exuma. I have not watched it yet. I've heard that's really, really good.
I have actually got. So The Wailing was directed by Na Hong Jing.
Yes.
And he did The Chaser as well. And I've got another film. I've got another film of his that I'll have a little talk about in my little pile here.
Good, because I want to know what it is.
Yeah, and it's brilliant. Yeah, it's brilliant.
Yeah, The Wailing is just, it's haunting. Like it's very well shot. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And the story is just a culmination of a bunch of different types of movies, and it's done really, really well. Here's one guy I saw.
Fireflies. Grave of the Fireflies is incredible as well. My eyes were streaming at the end of it. I was an emotional wreck. Yeah, it's so sad, but it's a stunning animated film. Yeah.
There's one guy I sold on Deliver Us from Evil, Hall & Oates, and then he said Airdoll. I own Airdoll. I still have not watched it.
Airdoll? Not heard of that one. I need a pen and paper now, don't I?
So it's a Coriata movie. We got it over here on one of the Vinegar Syndrome partner labels. But it's basically it's about basically about an air doll. Lives in a shabby apartment. She cannot speak. She cannot move, but she's only a companion of a middle-aged master. So it's one of those
middle-aged masturbator.
Yeah, basically. But it's about it deals a whole lot about single people in Japan and just the stuff that they do. But Coriata he does just an amazing job with relationships and families and that. But yeah, Airdoll, I highly recommend it.
Well, in Japan at the moment, there's a big problem with people meeting each other and developing relationships. There's something going on over there that they're all loners, basically. I think they're all stuck on the phones and what have you, and they're not getting out and meeting people. So their population's shrinking.
I want to actually change this banner here real quick. All right, we're going to finish it out with some Asian film suggestions. There we go.
Okay.
Save. Boom. Asian film suggestions.
Shall we alternate it? So
yes, we can do that.
You do one? Yeah.
Yep.
So Right. So this one is. I'll start off with the film that's on my T-shirt. So
King Boxer.
It came in this Shawscope box set, the first volume, and it's King Boxer, aka Five Fingers of Death. And I actually rewatched this yesterday because I knew I was going to talk about it. This had been on my watch list for a long time because Quentin Tarantino just gushes all over it. I mean, he even uses some of the music in Kill Bill. That's how much he loves this film. But it is an incredible piece of martial arts, cinema. It's just enthralling from the opening sequence all the way to the end. There's so many great fight scenes, and Lo Lai, he's just brilliant as the lead actor, who he gets his hands almost destroyed and comes back and wreaks vengeance on the people that have basically killing all his martial art buddies. It's just brilliant. Just love it. Yeah, I look every time his hands glow like this. You get that music, and it just sends shivers up my spine every time I hear that music. It's just brilliant.
Yeah, I was so excited when they announced those Shawscope box sets and King Boxer was in there because I don't think it's had a DVD since DVD was started.
Yeah.
And it's hard to find. But yeah, King Boxer. That's a great choice.
But it'd been on my watch list for maybe about 10, 15 years, because ever since like Kill Bill, because he'd always referenced it. And you just knew how much he loved it. And I was like, I really need to see this film. And I refused to buy the DVDs. I was waiting for a Blu-ray release, and finally we got it. And it's just brilliant. Loads of blood and gore as well near the end. Yeah, it's great. Some great fight sequences in it.
So Tarantino has a huge. He constantly talks about how Asian cinema was a huge influence on him. So I'll just pull up one that influenced Reservoir Dogs, and that's City on Fire.
Right. I've not seen that.
Chow Yun-fat is in this. This is from like 1987, I think. And basically he retires out of the police force and becomes an undercover agent, basically trying to stop this ring of thieves. And this was the inspiration for Reservoir Dogs. I think it just got a 4K release. Because this is one of those titles that was stuck on the Golden Princess label that refused, and Arrow just picked up the rights to all those titles. That's why I'm excited for, because we're finally going to get hopefully a clean version of Hard Boiled and The Killer. But I've heard good things about the new 4K too, that it looks really good. But this is a Nova Media release through that.
Yeah, Nova Media didn't really do. I don't think Nova Media did a very good job on the restorations.
No, they were just basically, they just fancy packaged this and stuck it back out. So I can't wait for the 4K. Yeah. But if you want to see where Reservoir Dogs was from, highly recommend City on Fire. Like I said, just got a 4K release, so we should be.
Did that come before A Better Tomorrow 1 and 2, or was that? What year did that come out?
This was 1987.
And what was A Better Tomorrow? 88, maybe?
86.
Ah. So I've seen A Better Tomorrow 1 and 2. So they're brilliant, are those two.
Yeah.
Any early John Woo is just fantastic.
Yeah, A Better Tomorrow. This is Nova Media Fortune Star box set of 1, 2, and 3. But yeah, A Better Tomorrow.
It's a nice box set.
Yeah. Yeah, so Nova Media, they do their winter sale like once a year where everything's 50% off. It used to be really, really good because shipping wasn't that much. And now shipping is almost like, if you buy a ton of stuff, shipping's almost as much as what you saved buying all the movies. So, but yeah, I picked this up. Everyone does. Better Tomorrow is a good series too.
Just going back to Hard Boiled and The Killer, I got the Hong Kong Rescue releases, but the They're sort of dodgy copies, but he did an amazing job at restoring them.
Yeah. You're lucky you got your copies, because there was a lot of people that did not get their copies.
I know, yeah. I heard. Right. So my next one, I'd already chosen my films, but then I thought, because you've got so much Jackie Chan in your top 25, I thought I'll just highlight one of my favorite Jackie Chan films, and that is The Armor of God. I love this film, and it's a bit uneven. The first half of the film, it don't quite work. There's too much comedy in it. There's a great opening sequence where Jackie Chan almost died jumping onto a tree, and the branch snapped, and he cracked his head open and almost died.
Yeah, he put a hole in his skull.
Sorry?
I say he put a hole in his skull, yeah.
He did, yeah. So, but then there's a good chunk of the opening where it doesn't quite work. But the reason why I pick this as one of my favourites is once he gets to that monastery and he's fighting the monks and the 4 big, tall, black Amazonian women, which is one of my favourite fight sequences of all time. It's better than The Raid in terms of fight action and the choreography. It's incredible. And it's funny as well. It's like when he punches one of the women's boobs and they're like reverberate, and then she goes like this and gets them back into place, and then starts kicking his ass again. Absolutely love. That's my favorite fight sequence of all time. I love it. And then he finds an ingenious way of defeating them, because he's getting his ass kicked because they're wearing these high heels, and he's getting his ass kicked, and he finds an ingenious way of defeating them. I love Armor of God. For the last third of Armor of God is
so you said that
unadulterated Jackie Chan action. It's brilliant.
And I didn't think I had ever seen Armor of God. I own it. It's in one of those Jackie Chan box sets. But now that you said something about the Amazonian reverberating boob women, I think I remember seeing that on TV when I was younger. Because there used to be, I don't remember if it was WGN or Turner, used to, like, on Saturday nights, like once a month, they would play like 2 martial arts movies late, starting at like 10 o'clock. And they would always throw on either like the old, like King Boxer and stuff like that, the old Shaw movies, or they would show a Jackie Chan movie, or it would be some Bruce Lee ripoff, is usually what they would show. But yeah, Armor of God, now that you said that, I think I remember it.
You need to watch it again. You need to watch, because you won't remember it probably. I mean, there's a fight scene. There's a fight sequence in the dining room of the monastery with all these monks. I don't know how they walked away from that. Some of the action in there, they're like landing on the shins and the knees, doing somersaults and landing on the shins and stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, they must have loads of bruises by the end of this. It's like amazing.
I watched it's a special feature on something, on one of the movies that's been recently released by one of the boutique tables or boutique labels. Jackie Chan was, because they asked him about being Jackie Chan does his own stunts. And he answered, he goes, I do my own stunts, but I only do so many. And if I can't get the stunt done, that's when my stunt doubles come in. So if he can't get it on the first or second or third take, he has a stunt double do it. And they're like, oh, really? He's like, I always do my own stunts to a point. I was like, oh, that makes sense. Moving on to this is the one that I grabbed off the shelf. This is a Park Chan-wook movie. I don't know if you've seen it. Vin and somebody else turned me on to this movie. Dell from Dell on Movies and Hard Copy Blues turned me on this movie. We had a live stream talking about Asian cinema. I've talked about a lot of Asian cinema on my channel. I wonder why. But they turned me on this, and this is a Kino Lorber release. And this movie should have been on my top 25. I forgot about it because it has just a nondescript name, but that is Thirst with Hong Kang-soo. If people don't know about this, he is a man of the cloth, and something happens where he gets a blood transfusion, if I remember correctly, and it's tainted with a vampire virus, and so he starts turning into a vampire. And very well done. Cinematography in this is great. The wide shots are great in this. The acting's great in this. But what I love about this movie is the dynamic between the good in the man in the cloth and the desire and the want of the blood in the vampire. They don't call it a vampire in here, but the vampire side. And he does such a great job of splitting that line so well. It reminds me of James McAvoy in Split, where
Yeah,
he really, you
got
see the definition, the flip, and everything in there. But in Kong, I'm not going to say his
got like
name.
a confliction of interests going on through it. It's like,
Yes,
yeah,
and Song Kang Ho, I I didn't realize how much stuff he had been in, and then I seen this. I'm like, oh, I know that guy. And then I went back and looked. I'm like, oh, I've seen this movie. And he is another one of my with Choi Min Sik and Lee Byung Hun. He's probably my other favorite um, Asian actor. And then Don Lee, which Don Lee's not actually his name. That's his Americanized name, but it's like Myung Jong Soo or something like that. But yeah, Thirst. I know. Yeah, actually, Mika
it's
may have also put me onto this too. But yeah,
it's
big
been a while
title.
since I do own a copy of that, but it's been a while since I watched it, so I can't remember too much about it. But I do remember enjoying it. Yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah,
good.
and it's Park Chan Wook. I mean, I don't think I've seen a bad Park Chan Wook.
There
Decision to
isn't.
Leave. I accidentally put that on my list, even though I meant Past Lives. I just grabbed the wrong title because I even when I was making my
Oh,
video, I said Park Chan Wook. I was like, that doesn't sound right, but it was Past Lives. I love Past Lives. I love that dynamic in that movie. But
that that explains it because I was a bit surprised you'd put that on there because I hold other Park Chan Wook films higher than Decision
yeah,
to Leave. So I was quite surprised when you'd included that. So that
well,
explains it.
I was going
Yeah.
through my huge spreadsheet and I seen Decision to Leave. I'm like, oh yeah, that's the movie I just watched last year. That's great. That just came out. Celine Song. And then I grabbed it off the shelf and I didn't even look at it. And then when I started doing the video, I said Park Chan Wook, and I held him like, wait a minute, this isn't the movie. So I just went with it. I even put a disclaimer in my thing and said, hey, it's actually supposed to be Past Lives, but you know, it is what it is. But yeah, Thirst, that's my pick.
Right, I'm going to include this, but I can't remember too much about it. But I just remember really walking away, sort of with the jaw on the floor, sort of thing. And that is, it's a film called City of Life and Death.
I have not heard of that.
So this is set in 1937 during the second Sino or Sino Japanese War. So it's just pre-World War II. And it's when Japan invaded China. And they invaded what used to be the capital of China, Nanking. And over a 6-week period, this is all true, by the way, over a 6-week period, the Japanese were raping thousands of women and killing tens of thousands of Chinese over a 6-week period. And it was named the Rape of Nanking or the Nanking Massacre. And it's a film it's got very similar parallels to Schindler's List in terms of the atrocities that were going on. And you've even got I think you've got a Nazi businessman, yeah, who saved thousands of Chinese civilians' lives. So you've got very similar parallels to Schindler's List. And this all happened for real, but it's a harrowing story. And it left me blown away, and I felt like I'd been punched in the gut 100 times. It's pretty harrowing, but you can see with all them stars on the top of that cover there that it's had a good critical response basically, and that's on the back. But I thought I bet a lot of people have not heard of this film.
No,
so
I have not
I'd
heard of that.
highlight it.
So a movie just came out. No, I have not heard of it, but a movie just came out on Eureka, Hong Kong 1941, with Chow Yun Fat, which is a continuation of that invasion and the occupation of Hong Kong. And it's from a perspective of a woman telling her story about what happened during the occupation and how they got out. And Chow Yun Fat plays a guy trying to get out because he loves her and all that stuff. So, and I really like Hong Kong 1941. That came out in like 84. And I mean, I've owned it on DVD, VHS, DVD, and now they finally put it out on Blu-ray. So I picked it up. So I'm going to definitely pick that up because it's along that same line, only from I guess I'm assuming that's from the Japanese view, not the.
It's told from both. It's told from both sides because you've got a Japanese soldier is conflicted with what is being told to do as well. So it's been told from both sides, but mostly from the Chinese side. With the suffering of the people, it's very harrowing. It's a bit like I say, it's like Schindler's List, but it's also in similar tone to Come and See. So you need to be in the mood to watch something like that. But I think everyone needs to see it because this is what happens in war. This is what's going on right now, So I thought I'd highlight that one. That was like from 2009.
I'm going to definitely have to check that out.
Directed by Lu Chuan. Yeah.
I'm trying to think, when did this come out? I think this came out early 90s. I wish these things would just have the date like really big on the back, so blind people could actually see them.
That's what I've written a list on my phone here with the dates. So like I can remember who directed what.
I don't know what your thoughts of Bruce Lee are. I always seclude Bruce Lee from any list that I do, any kind of martial art, like top martial arts list, top movies list. I mean, he only had 4.5 movies. Tremendous, great martial artist, a different philosophy on life, kind of an asshole. So I always seclude him because I will always say he probably was the best of the best. So I never put him in anything. He's his own category. But he had.
See, I don't have him up there with. I mean, he is one of the best, but in my personal taste, I always gravitate to Jackie Chan because he was the martial artist that I grew up with. I didn't see a Bruce Lee film till my mid-20s, I think. So I always have Jackie Chan a bit higher for me.
My top 3 is like Jackie Chan, Jet Li, and then Sammo Hung, Donnie Yen, depending on my mood. Like
Donnie Yen's in my top 3.
Yeah, like that's like my top 3. Bruce, I just always put Bruce Lee off on his own because he really was on his own. Like he's just his own thing, and I respect him. But he had a movie called Fist of Furies, and then Jet Li, speaking of, comes back and makes the new Legend, or the Fist of Legend, which is basically a roundabout story remake of Fist of Fury.
Yeah,
and this has got some of the best explosive Jet Li fights. I think it's in here, especially when he goes up against the I forget what his rank was, but he was the
military guy,
the military guy, and that is a hell of a fight.
It's set in like a little temple courtyard. It spills out onto the courtyard, doesn't it, and then goes back inside. And
they start in like the dining banquet hall or whatever, and it spills out and comes back in and all that. But if you want to watch a really good Jet Li movie, and this is from 88 Films 4K, it just came out. People out there in the chat. This is a good starting point if you've never watched Jet Li movies, which if you haven't seen a Jet Li movie and you're anybody over the age of 20, I don't know what's going on, but this is I would say a good starting point to see just good peak Jet Li. So Fist of Legend.
I think Hero would be in my top.
For cinematography and just absolute allness and beautiful, Hero, yes. And the action that's really good too, but if you want just
more sword play, isn't it, than martial arts?
I think I even said in my video because that's the first time you get to see Jet Li and Donnie Yen go at it, And
Yeah.
even though it's a dream sequence and they don't really go at it, they go at it. And it's amazing to see them two go at it. All right, got 2 more left.
So how many are we doing? 5.
All right, however many you got.
I've got
I pulled
loads. 'Cause
5.
You said between 5 and 10, so I did 10.
Okay.
It don't matter.
I've
I
got-
don't need to do it. I don't need to do them all.
I've got 3 left. Then I just added another one back into the pile that I took out because I
Well,
forgot about Thirst.
I'll gloss over this one because it's in my top 25 video, so I'll gloss over it. But leading on from the film I'll show you to start with is another film which has got connections. So, so Harikiri, incredible, from 1962, and it's Masaki Kobayashi, who also did The Human Condition and Kwaidan and Samurai Rebellion. But it's got Tetsuya Nakadai as the main star, and he's incredible. He's one of my favorite actors. Nakadai.
Yes.
He's just incredible. He was brilliant in Sword of Doom as well and Yojimbo. But yeah, I think this is a masterpiece. It's a 5 out of 5 Japanese samurai film, and it's told in flashback, and it sort of tells a tale of the disparity between the higher and lower classes, and the higher classes always seem to get away with it. You know, they're always underhanded. They're always trying to sort of pull a fast one and fabricate the truth. And in this, they refuse to sort of send this poor samurai on his way with a few coins, and they sort of he comes into their dojo or into their temple and asks to commit harikiri, in the hope that they'll just send him off on his way with a few coins, but they actually play him at his own game and tell him, "You've got to commit suicide. Sorry, that's what you're here for. You know, if we send you off with some coins, we'll end up with loads more samurai coming and begging." So that's basically the story, but it's told in flashback. It's brilliant. The cinematography, the film score, everything's just perfect. It's incredible. Is that Takashi
Miike's remake, which I say it's a shot for shot. It's not quite 100% a shot for shot, but it's basically it's colorized, and it's, even though it's the same movie, like if you know anything about Takashi Miike, you can tell it's a Takashi Miike movie.
You can,
yeah. I seen this one first because I bought this for like $1, I think, from Dollar General or whatever, and then I found out the originals on the Criterion Collection. I picked it up, and both movies, to me, are very, very good. So,
well, I used to own that, and I sold it because after I'd seen them both, I thought it doesn't it's got no comparison with the original, so I'll never need to watch it again, because if I want to watch Harikiri, I'll just go back to the original. So I ended up selling my copy to make some more room. But yeah, it's a decent remake.
Yeah, and the original does hold more weight, I think. I just think Absolutely. I like the remake a lot because it's Takashi Miike. There's something about his style that you can tell he's got his own, even though it's a remake, he's got his own stamp on the movie.
It feels like 13 Assassins, really, as well. It's got his own style, hasn't it? I mean, this is how long's this? So this is over 2 hours long. It's 2.25 hours, but it flies by. Yeah,
this one's I think this one's like 2:22. I think this one's just like a couple minutes extra. It's got something extra in it.
But the film I really want to talk about a bit more is, and it's very similar in themes and the narrative. It's all about disparities between the social classes, and the higher class, whatever they say, people will believe, and they'll spin the truth so that the lower classes will be looked down on and almost criminalized. And that's Revenge from 1964 by Tadashi Imai.
Yes.
But it's it's actually written by Shinobu Hashimoto, who also wrote Harikiri. And he was quite a collaborator with Akira Kurosawa, was Hashimoto. So he wrote films like Seven Samurai, Throne of Blood, Ikaru, your favourite, Ikaru. He wrote Rashomon, Samurai Rebellion.
High and Low, Stray Cat.
Well, no, I don't think
Oh.
he wrote High Low, but yeah.
Oh no, that's
sorry,
Yeah.
Shinobu Hashimoto, the writer. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I just started thinking of Akira Kurosawa. Started throwing them out there. I Got Revenge. I have not watched it yet because that's from Eureka.
You have watched it.
I have watched it. Did I
Yeah,
watch it?
you gave it 4 stars on Letterboxd.
Oh man.
But
That's the one thing about loving Asian cinema, especially when it comes to the samurai movies.
They'll merge into one.
They kind of do, and it's hard to find movies that really separate themselves.
Well, this is a film about there's a bit of a minor disagreement.
I gave it 4.5 stars.
Oh, 4.5. I gave it 4.5 as well. But it's about this armorer who's sort of insulted by one of the higher classes.
It's coming back to me now.
Yeah, and he takes offense by it. Does this guy who's making the shields and the spears
and stuff
like that, and what have you? And they have an argument, and then this low level samurai gets a letter challenging him to a duel, and he ends up killing the guy who's from a higher family, and then it all spirals out of control. And there's so many repercussions from people's decisions. And it all leads up to it.
Yeah, it shows off the caste system, I guess is what they called it, or whatever at the time, where, I mean, these two people should have never interacted. And now that this lower guy has killed this higher guy, it's a huge ball of worms and all that. I read my Letterboxd review. I was like, okay, it's all coming back to me. I was thinking of Beach of the War Gods. I know you've watched that. I have not watched that. I own that, though.
Yeah, that's good. It's not as good as this, though. The end sequence is incredible. It's full of action. Is the end sequence, but there's another twist that leads up to the fight finale, and you're like, what a set of bastards,
Yeah,
because they've got this big crowd of people from local villages, and they're all pelting this guy here with rocks and fruit and stuff, and they think he's guilty of being a madman and a murderer. But all he's been doing is been standing up for himself, basically, against the higher class. And that's all it's about. It's like standing up to the big man. But
and they won't listen to him because they're listening to the bigger man. Yeah, or the big man.
It's brilliant. Yeah.
It all came back to me now. I think I bought that, and it was in one of my opens. I think you actually commented on my video that I needed to watch it, and I did watch it sooner than later. Yes. All right. Let's go to A Tale of Robin Hood and Donnie Yen. This is a movie I don't see anybody ever talk about. And Iron Monkey. Basically, he's a doctor, and this guy is going in and stealing stuff and kind of doing a Robin Hood thing, steal from the rich, give to the poor. But then they're finding out like he's really not giving to nobody. And then so they task Donnie Yen to figure out who it is, and it turns out it's the infamous Iron Monkey. And it's shot mostly at night because that's when the monkey operates. It's kind of a dark movie, but it's well shot. Like the action in this is really good. Donnie Yen is, I wouldn't say he's peak Donnie Yen, but he's close to being like the best Donnie Yen martial artist at the time. And Iron Monkey. I know this just got a release from Shout maybe a year ago, but I think there was issues. People had issues with the scan and stuff on it. But Iron Monkey, I remember seeing this in the movie theater and loving it. It's been one of my favorite Donnie Yen movies. There he is.
I love the action scene on the bamboo poles. That's brilliant. Yeah, it's all wire work, wushu action.
Yeah, the early 90s early to mid 90s martial arts movies really stepped into the whole wushu ninja stuff and all that, and it was a great time. Like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon was on my top 25. That's one of my favorites, but Iron Monkey's up there. There was a couple Black Mask from Jet Li. It was on there, which that wasn't too wushu. That I guess that was not. Never mind. I don't know why I brought it back, Black Mask, but Iron Monkey. There we go. That's mine.
I've got the Eureka release of Iron Monkey, but I've not watched it yet. Actually, I need to rewatch it.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure it was Shout just came out with it last year. Because they used the cover art on the Shout one is where he's standing on the building, and it's like further back. But this is, of course, Nova Media Fortune Star copy that I like. The one thing I found, even though the transfers on these Fortune Stars aren't the greatest, they're not edited or anything like that. There's nothing, a whole lot of stuff not missing on them. Like Shout and other companies have kind of dabbled with some touch-ups, I guess is what you could call them. All right.
There's a label called Dragon Dynasty, isn't there?
So that's the American version. That was...
because they're not great. Sort of restorations.
No, they were under the Weinstein Company, Harvey Weinstein, and they bastardized a lot of those movies. I have the whole Dragon Dynasty collection. I've got all the numbered spines, everything, even the little supplemental 2 and 3 movie collections and all that. But they bastardized and cut and edited and subbed wrong a lot of the stuff that's on there. That's why I'm so happy that Arrow has gotten the rights to Golden Princess, because we're finally going to get hopefully proper edited or not unedited, clean restorations of these movies. So I can't wait on that, because I think so. The Criterion Collection had Hardboiled and The Killer on it on Laserdisc and DVD, and those were from the original negatives, and then Dragon Dynasty got a hold of some subpar ones and just, like I said, butchered them, bastardized them, and they just don't look the greatest.
Yeah. Right. So my next one, which I rewatched this week in preparation, is it's by a director who's known for his sumptuous, like, romantic films, like In the Mood for Love and 2046. I've not seen Chungking Express yet, but I'm hoping to get the Criterion of that. And it's called The Grand Master.
Yes.
Starring Tony Leung and Zhang Ziyi. And it's from 2013. You wouldn't expect Wong Kar-wai to make a film like this, but when he makes this, it's incredibly stylistic and sumptuous. I mean, it looks stunning. Every scene looks stunning. The color palette that he uses, like the slow-mo of the rain in that opening sequence where Tony Leung's taking on people. Oh God, it's a beautiful martial arts film.
Yeah, actually, I think it's that scene right there. Whenever,
yeah.
Oh yeah, yours has it. Yeah,
I've got more rain on mine.
You do.
Yeah, but like even the end sequence with Zhang Ziyi on the train station platform, incredible. The fight sequences are just brilliant.
Yeah,
but I love the color palette. It's all sumptuous and just feels like lots of money's been spent on it when it probably hasn't.
Yeah. Zhang Ji she's in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon as well.
Yeah,
and
Hero.
Yeah, she's in Hero. But that weapons, I said it in my video too, that weapons demonstration between her and Michelle Yeoh when she has the green sword, I forget what they called it. But Michelle Yeoh, through all the proficiencies and all that, I've got that collaborations that came from Imprint. I think it was Imprint. That's got all the Zhang Ji movies.
All right, is it?
Oh no! It's Gong Li. Never mind.
Oh,
Zhang Yimou.
I'd have bought it.
But I think Zhang Ji is in a couple of these movies. But the Gong Li and Zhang Yimou, he's done a bunch of movies that I've liked. I think I actually had one or two of them on my movie collection. But this box set went out quick, and I got lucky and picked up one off eBay for fairly cheap.
Nice.
It's got Curse of the Golden Flower.
That sold out quite quickly, that box set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think they made a whole lot of them. I don't think they made a whole lot because I don't think they expected it to sell, and then it sold.
Yeah. I mean,
But they use Zhang Ji a lot.
Have you watched this yet?
Yes, I watched it when it first came out. I haven't watched it whatever year it came out,
2013.
2013. Yeah, I see it when it first came out because I did not know who Wong Kar-wai was, and that threw me into.
I've got a question for you because it's called The Grand Master, right? And Tony Leung plays Ip Man, who's the mentor of Bruce Lee, but it follows his early life. But this film's called The Grand Master. Is it about him or is it about Zhang Ziyi? Zhang Yi. How do you pronounce the name? Zhang Ziyi.
I say Zhang Ji, which is probably completely
Zhang Zi, whatever. I think it's about her. I think she's the Grand Master because he never defeats her.
No, I think it's him becoming the teacher becoming the student becoming the teacher type scenario is what it is. He's the Grand Master in the sense that he is the one teaching, but she becomes the Grand Master. But her martial arts is amazing.
Well, but in the film, she learns her martial arts. She learns through watching her father. She doesn't learn watching Ip Man.
Oh yeah, no, that's right.
And then Ip Man has a fight with her, and she beats him. And then he goes to find her again later on in his life, and she says she's retired because she got injured fighting on that train station platform. But a lot of people will think Ip Man is the Grand Master, but after rewatching it, I think it's her that's the Grand Master because she was undefeated.
It's like I said, I've seen this when it first came out. I've watched all the Ip Man with Donnie Yen, and I think I may be getting the story confused. But even on here, it says inspired by the true story of Bruce Lee's master. So was he the Grand Master at all? Was he just the master? I see what you're saying.
Yeah, because in the story, in the film, he gets beaten, whereas she doesn't. So I actually think she is the Grand Master in it. I might be misinterpreting it, but yeah.
No, I need to go back and just watch this again because I haven't seen it in forever.
And needless to say, I thought I'd highlight Ip Man as well with Donnie Yen.
Ip Man's. I've got the.
This is the trilogy steelbook.
Where's my eyes? There they are.
But there's a fourth film now, isn't there?
Yeah, I got that. That's nice little.
I find it crazy that the third one's got Mike Tyson in it.
Yeah, the Ip Man story is because it's been told in so many movies. Like, I mean, there's been so many different, but I think the definitive Ip Man for me is probably the Donnie Yen version, and because it really. I mean, you got 4 movies, and I think after the 4th movie, because I think there's a 5th movie, and then there's the series and all that, I think they start wandering into freelance territory. I think really the original 3 movies, and the 4th kind of starts wandering a little bit too, but I think they're really truest to the story.
The first film's incredible. The fight in the dojo is just brutal. It's one of the best fight sequences, I've ever seen. Yeah.
The Green Destiny, that was the name of the sword. Yeah, Michelle Yeoh is amazing.
She is.
So. I'm learning something tonight. So, Movie Hunter, I've known him for quite a while. We've talked back and forth. I never knew he was this big of an Asian cinema fan.
All right.
We're going to go with Takashi Miike. The man has 122 directing credits. He's
incredible.
He's done a lot of manga, a lot of anime stuff where he's brought it over to live action and all that. He's done a lot of remakes. He's done a lot of crazy, weird stuff. He's done a lot of original stuff. This is one of the ones I'm going to put on the weird side, and that is the Happiness of the Katakuris. It's Night of the Living Dead meets Sound of Music. I didn't think I would like this. Have you ever seen this movie?
I have, and I've got something to tell you. That's a remake.
It is a remake. Okay, I did not know that was a remake.
Of one of your favorite directors.
Okay,
So Kim Ji-woon did A Quiet Family.
okay. So
And
I got Quiet Family. I have not watched it
Yeah.
yet. I bought that nice Umbrella box set.
Well, that in your hand right there is a remake of A Quiet Family.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna be excited.
But told differently because it's a bit of a musical, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes. So this is basically his family owns this bed and breakfast, whatever you want to call it, a boutique hotel, and basically there's no traffic on their road, and people start dying in the hotel, and so they start burying them out back because they don't want to get in trouble. And then they come to life, and they're being kind of attracted by these zombies, and they're singing in this. There's weird claymation guy that's in here. It's just a weird trip. It's nothing that I wouldn't expect from Takashi Miike. So now that I know that this is a remake of which one is it?
A Quiet Family.
So that's
it's a reimagining. I'd say it's a reimagining of it, not a remake, because obviously he's gone off on a bonkers tangent.
Yeah. So Quiet Family. All right. Yeah. And this has got Choi Min-sik and Kang So in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
So I need to watch it. And he's in my little, I don't know if have you seen my one poster I had?
Yeah.
Kung Fu Bob.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. There's glare on it. The Quiet Family, his character, Choi Min-sik's character on there is on that. But yeah, so I'm gonna have to check that out. I bought this. I love these Umbrella box sets. They're super nice. Yeah. So yeah, if you want to watch a weird Sound of Music meets Night of the Living Dead, Happiness of the Katakuris. All right.
Talking of Mikey though, I just thought because you pulled that one out, which is bonkers. Have you seen this one, which is the Great Yokai War?
I own the Arrow box set, the Yokai Monsters that has the original two and that.
Well, this is absolute bonkers. This is the DVD import. It's really nice, actually. But
yeah, so this has got the original 100 Monsters, Spook Warfare, and along with Ghost, and then it's got the Takashi Miike, the Great Yokai War. Yeah, I haven't broken into this box set yet. I need to do a lot of stuff.
Right, I've only got two more, so
I've got one more, so that'll be perfect.
Oh, that's spot on. Right, so I'll leave that one till last. Let's make sure I get the names right. Rewatched this the other day, and I thought this definitely deserves a mention because not everyone will have heard of it. And it's A Hard Day, and that's directed by Kim Seong-hun, and it stars Lee Seung-kun from Parasite. And this was made in 2014. And sadly,
you got a slip on yours. I'm kind of jealous. You got a slip. I don't have a slip.
And it's a weird slip because it slips.
Oh, that's an Asian version, isn't it?
Yeah. I think
the Asian ones love
region A though. So,
well, Japan's region A.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
It's got Korean writing on it. This stars Lee Seung-kun, who tragically committed suicide a couple of years ago due to controversy about him taking cannabis, which was really tragic. I think the media got out of control and just made a much bigger thing about it than it really needed to be, and he just couldn't handle it, which is sad. But this film, it's edge of the seat, like from the moment. It's not a spoiler, this, because it happens right at the beginning. He runs over this man while he's on the phone in his car, and it just spirals out of control from the opening scene all the way to the end. You don't know where it's going to go. It's just a fantastic thriller. Just keeps you on the edge of your seat all the time. Because he's a bit of a corrupt cop, isn't he? But you sort of start to side with him as the narrative plays out and things get revealed. It turns out bit of a bad one at the beginning, but you sort of side with him towards the end. But yeah, I love A Hard Day. If no one's seen that,
I love that movie. It's on Kino Lorber in the States on one of their sub labels, but
yeah,
somebody recommended that to me and I picked it up and I didn't know if I'd like it or not, but it's well crafted and it twists and turns very well, very well written.
Yeah, there's lots of red herrings.
I'm trying to find something on this movie I'm about to, because this movie I'm about to show is a hard one to find, and I can't even get it to pull up on IMDb. I'm trying to find a year on this. 2005. But so my title was recommended to me by Dell from Dell on Movies. We actually did a movie swap. Which is movie swap is he gives you a list and you give him a list. He picks a movie he hasn't seen and you pick it and you both watch it and then you talk about it. Cool. His pick that he took from me was House. He had never seen House. Hasu, the original 1977 movie, which like most people, he was, and I think you said the same thing. It's not quite your cup of tea. It's a little weird.
On my first viewing, I still own it. I need to give it a rewatch because I didn't know what to expect, to be honest. But it's absolutely crazy. That's the best adjective I can give it. It's absolutely crazy. So, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to try to explain this movie the best I can. So
go for it.
It's H.
Oh, so I thought you were going to go for House then.
No. So this was the movie he had me watch, and it took me forever to find this copy because when you try to eBay this, H, like and like I can't even find it on IMDb right now. So, but even with being Tartan Asian Extreme, like I was having issues finding it, and I just happened to be up in Indianapolis on a family trip. And I was going past a half price books. I was like, I want to run in here real quick. I just need to stop. And my girlfriend and kids were like, oh, whatever. So I ran in there and I just looked in their import stuff real quick because they had a nice little section import stuff. And this was standing out. So I ended up picking it up because it's got the slip and everything. But it's about a serial killer that turns himself in. And then all these copycat murders start happening. And come to find out, the serial killer is actually manipulating somebody during this whole process to have these murders done. And it's just a cool way they did it. Twist and turns. It's a little gory. There's a couple bloody scenes in here and all that, but the way stuff starts come unraveling and you find stuff out is just amazing. Like the way they did it. Because like the last 30 minutes of the movie, like most Asian movies, everything starts spiraling out of control and coming to that head where you're like, oh my God. And like, but yeah, H, I highly recommend this. And I think this is the only way you can get it is the Tartan Asian Extreme DVD.
Is that DVD?
Yeah, it's DVD. It's the full thing. But
so
it's got,
you can't get it on Blu-ray.
I don't think it has a Blu-ray release. I've looked, but again, also with having this nondescript title, it's been very hard to find information on it. I mean, it took me forever to find it. I could never find an eBay thing. Of course, you could probably go on eBay right now and maybe find it. I don't know. But it even says on the front, 7 meets Silence of the Lambs. And I would support that. It's very, very good. But it's got
what year is that from?
2005, I believe.
Right.
It's Korean. Yeah.
What a great time for Asian cinema around that time.
Yes.
Like you'd got Kim Ji-woon with I Saw the Devil and A Bittersweet Life. You got Battle Royale in 2000, and it was such a great time. That first 10 years of the millennium were brilliant.
And since you like A Tale of Two Sisters, it actually, Detective Kim, the guy that's in there is Yam Jeong Ye. He was in A Tale of Two Sisters. He's the guy that's in there. But
nice.
I'm trying to figure out who directed this. Lee Jong Hyuk, Hyuk.
Hyuk.
but there's only like 3. I mean, there's other characters in there, but it's the 2 detectives and the serial killer is basically what it revolves around of. And they're having such a hard time figuring out how this guy, they go from it's copycat to no, this guy's actually still killing people because the MO's matched. And then when you get the twist in here, like I was like, I got done watching this, and then when me and Dale had the movie swap, I'm like, thank you for recommending this because this was a good psychological cat and mouse thing. So highly recommend H.
I'll try and hunt a copy out of that then. Right, my last film is by the guy who made The Chaser and The Wailing, and it's by Na Hong Jin, and that's The Yellow Sea.
I own it, haven't watched it. I did not realize that was from him.
Yeah, it's quite a long film. It's about 2 hours 20, but it's a brilliant thriller, edge of the seat stuff. It's about this Korean guy who takes. Yep. Oh yeah. You know what? I wish they'd have given the case a yellow case instead of green.
Oh yeah,
because it's the Yellow Sea.
I'm gonna have to find a yellow case for this. Now you said that.
Yeah, it should be in a yellow case, shouldn't it? Yeah, this stars Ha Jung-woo and Kim Young-seok, who were both in The Chaser as well. So the director has found his actors that he can trust in his roles. But it follows this taxi driver who's debt riddled. He owns money everywhere, and he takes this job to take out this guy in China. So he takes this ferry where people are dying on the boat, manages to get off the ferry. He's just in a bad way, but he hunts down his target, and once he hunts the target down, it just spirals out of control. You don't know which way it's going to turn because something else happens that sends the narrative in a different direction, and it's one of the most brutal thrillers I've ever seen. There's so much stabby knife action. It's unbelievable.
Stabby.
Yeah, there's so much stabby. It's unbelievable. It's so violent and brutal. There's one particular scene that reminded me of the scene in Old Boy with the hammer, in the corridor. It's like a long scene, but with knives, and there's just so much blood, being spilt everywhere. It's
so kind of like the knife scene in I Saw the Devil when they're in the car, when he gets in the car with the other serial killers.
Yeah.
The knife fight in the car.
I don't know what it is with Asian films and knives. They prefer a knife over a gun, don't they? It's like,
a lot of it's because of the laws. Like the only people in those countries, I believe, are allowed to have guns are the police or special agents in that. Where I don't even like maybe the farmers can have like a hunting rifle on that, but for the most part, guns are outlawed over there. Actually, the Gangster, the Cop, and the Devil. Have you seen that movie?
Yeah, brilliant film.
I think they actually say something about the gun laws in that movie.
Right.
I think there's a conversation.
It doesn't stop a criminal getting hold of a gun, though, does it? So,
but the Yellow Sea, I did not know this was the same director. I'm going to again put this on my list of immediate watches because I've owned this movie probably for 2 years.
Wow.
And I'm going to have to watch it.
Just stick with it because it's a bit of a slow burn for about 20 minutes, but once it kicks off, it's like non-stop action. It's really good.
And you had a good point too. You said Na Hong Jin has the same actors in here. That's the same thing I like about Park Chan Wook. He uses a lot of the same people, and so does not Lee Jin Woon Kim.
Yeah.
Lee Byung-hung. I know I said it wrong. Lee Byung-hung. So for the people out there listening, they probably know Lee Byung-hung is Snake Eyes in the G.I. Joe series, or is he Storm Shadow?
No idea. I've not watched them.
He's one of the 2 ninjas in the G.I. Joe live action G.I. Joe, but he's also the Asian in the Magnificent 7 remake.
He is.
I forget what his name is, but I love him and I Saw the Devil, but for a standalone movie, A Bittersweet Life, he is just a stone cold killer actor. He's got the very dark eyes. He's got the dark hair, the darker complexion, and he just looks like a murderer. He is somebody I would not want to walk up to in a dark alley. Like
He's phenomenal. He's phenomenal in A Bittersweet Life. It's one of my
Yes.
favorite Asian films. It's in my top 10. That
we got.
Stabby.
Well, if it would show up here, why is my thing not working? There we go.
Stab that like button.
Caveman. Yeah, if you like stabby, make sure you hit the like button. Thank you, Caveman. I greatly appreciate it. But yeah, so Asian cinema, and I think you, like you said, you touched on a lot of these directors. They start grabbing the same people, and I don't mind seeing the same actors in a lot of the movies because you know the movie's going to be good.
Yeah, I agree.
Mika saying, I can't wait to dive in these recommendations. So I know I said this was only going to last like an hour and a half, and we're here at 2:45. So I hope you don't have to work in the morning or anything.
Well, I do.
Apologize for that.
I'm working from home tomorrow, so I can have half an hour lying.
You can take a nap.
Yeah.
Let me get off this thing.
As you can see,
you.
We started in daylight, and now I've had to turn the light on. It's dark now. So
Yeah, it's still full bright over here. I appreciate you doing this. I really do. I wrote down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different titles. Had some reminisce. Hopefully people will go and subscribe and follow you and all that good stuff. I appreciate it. Being my first solo guest on the Sunday Sit Down and being able to mend those US UK relations.
Oh, it'll take more than that.
No. Yeah. The state of the world today, man.
Let's not talk about politics.
Yeah. You got to keep your head down. You got to do your thing. And just keep chugging on. I mean, it's hard to do, but it's what you got to do. Is there anything you would like to say, close out with this or anything?
No, honestly, I've really enjoyed this. It's been a pleasure. If you ever want me on another stream, get in touch. Really enjoyed it. If there's any of my subscribers in this room, I don't know if there is. I've not seen anyone I recognise on the comments really. But if you are in here, make sure you give Ryan a follow. Hit that subscribe button. He's a great guy. I really enjoy his content and his unboxings. So, yeah.
We've had consistently anywhere from 6 to 12 people in here the whole time, and only like 3 people have been commenting. And I know there's a few of my subscribers have told me in the past they don't ever say anything on here because they actually have me. They'll have it up on the TV or something like that, watching it, where they don't actually have a way to, type comments and all that. So, yeah. I appreciate it. I really do. Thank you for coming on. Again, sorry that this went 2 hours and 45 and not an hour and a half.
It's fine.
We got to talk about Asian cinema.
Yeah, it flew by. It was fine. Absolutely fine. I enjoyed it. Yeah. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you for coming. I want to thank everybody in the chat that was commenting. Again, you guys are always great putting your input in. Hopefully everybody's having a great Sunday into Monday if you're on another continent. It's been Ryan for Jamie from Muckman Movies. Again, don't forget to check out his Instagram, his YouTube, and I do have his 25 Asian films video linked down there. Please check it out. He's got some great choices. I did show the list earlier, but he really delves into why he likes those movies. But we're going to end it here. I thank you all again. You all have a fantastic night. And we're going to sit here. And I'm going to hit end stream, and we're going to see how long it takes for it to actually stop.